Do 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 do. What's going on, everyone? Another day, another you, another me. Tribe AOM, Sly Pony, Slippany, Sly Pony, Nimo Noom, Falsus. What's going on, my guys? Forest Spirit Stormgate. Casting Tiob. I'm not sure his level just yet to be cast. Sammy Shibbers in the building. Did you hear that there is a tournament they made just for you? I expect to see you participating. In the YouTubes. FDDCSJXK. Boy, there is a Windows error sound in your opening, and it has started to drive me nuts. It's reminding me OneDrive isn't signed. I don't believe you. We're going to listen to it together. Normally I don't listen to it, so it doesn't play on my side, but we're going to listen to it together. Is it this one? Wait, let me double check. Wait, let me. It's in this, and then it's this one. No, I don't believe you. You're yanking my chain. You're yanking my chain. I'm being yanked. You guys don't hear it. Only I heard it. You already heard the other one. Wait. Spot out heard it as well. Nah, you guys are all yanking my chain. So we're going to move on for this. I'm getting yanked on my chain. My chain is yanked. All right, we're going to cast some games today. I'm going to play some games, and you can also see over on that corner there's going to be a thing popping up now and then. Yeah, we weren't listening to it together, but I guarantee you that whatever you heard is not what you said it is. Let's watch this game first and foremost, and let's move through our life and see what's going to happen. It's never going to get old. This intro, this soundtrack is just never going to get old. It is the way of the people. It's what we want in the life. It's everything. What is going on, everyone? My name is Boit, and I'm bringing you today some Age Mythology Retold action. In the right-hand corner of the map, playing as the blue set player. He is our resident Egyptian extraordinaire. His name is Firefox. And he is going to be trying to be extraordinary today on the map Cloud Forest. His opponent today, attempting to master the unmasterable. Understand the ununderstandable. And become the impossible human he needs to be the savior that we don't deserve, but the savior that we have. It's the Rapple, and he is playing some Huitzilopochtli. Yes, the map is Cloud Forest. I really like this map, but I don't think I've actually played on it. I know that I like this map just because the colors look nice. It's got nothing to do with the map layout. I just like the look of it. I like this little hole here with the kind of stuff coming out. I like the kind of, I don't know. It just looks cool. As we circle around the edge of the map here, we've got all these forests on the edge. It might be worth it at some point in this game to actually move over here and chop these trees down and then drop the market here. Of course, a market here is perfectly well and good, but still, it's nice when stuff comes out of holes. Exactly. When stuff doesn't come out of holes, that's when we have issues. All right. So, Cloud Forest, Firefox versus the Rapple. Huitzilopochtli versus Set. This is actually a matchup that I personally have been thinking about recently. In fact, not even recently. I've just been thinking about it today on the fact that I played one side of it and it felt really, really good for that side. But I'm not going to tell you which side it is. I'm going to see if players go one way with it or another, but this definitely felt like one side of this matchup is going to have a tough time. So I'm really excited to see what these guys are going to come up with and see if I'm right on that. Maybe I'm very, very wrong. I've been wrong on a lot of stuff throughout my Age Mythology career, so to speak, and I will continue to be wrong about stuff into the foreseeable future. However, sometimes, there's a chance that I'll be right. Sometimes. So you just have to... Yes. Just think it's neat. That's right. Let's check out the relics and see if there's going to be anything influential here. We got Tearfing Anger and Tear's Sword to make the heroes get a little bit of life still. It's always nice. It's not super game breaking. Over here we've got Tusk of Dankang. This one can sometimes be the difference between a player being able to play defensive and not being able to play defensive. You can get that nice and fast. You get those two pigs in every 2.5 minutes, and you're good to go for quite some time in your main base before everything runs out. Jade Hair here can sometimes be the difference between a myth unit being oppressive and not. I don't believe either Civ has one in the classical age. However, in the heroic age, there definitely is. There's a couple of myth units actually. You've got the Obsidian Butterfly, but you've also got the Scorpion Men, which can really enjoy that Jade Hair in this matchup. And up onto this top side, Tusk of the Iron Boar. That's definitely a relic you want to keep away from the set player. Otherwise, they're going to get the Super Chariot Archers, and that's going to be tough. As Rappel moves up to the top here, he's going to be looking for some early game harassment. And this is the first part of what I've been coming up with, theory-wise, for set in this matchup. Early game is tough. I love the way that Firefox is building his base. But early game is tough. There's no need to eat my hunt out here. I think it's well worth it for the priest early game to actually herd the animals in underneath the town center. I don't actually need anything else as the Makwizotcoddle comes through. Villager needs to bail into that tower. It's going to go down. We do see the random turkeys. What are they doing here? They're coming in. Wadget goes down. Villagers all have to garrison, and a lot of damage to come in onto Firefox's base. But Firefox just says, see ya. I'm out of here. I'm out. He's going to lose a villager, but he is out of here. He's going to lose a villager and have 0 food income for quite some time, which does mean he's not going to get his villagers coming in as this tech suppler is about to fall. And, well, Firefox has got idle villager time in his town centers, but he's grabbing himself this second town center. This, I haven't thought about doing. I like the idea. I don't like the execution. The idea is your opponent comes at you with Blood Pact and you just bail. Really smart idea. You play around Blood Pact, you play around the myth unit, everything's going to die. You're not going to take any damage. You're going to get your town center up as the Wide Scorpions over onto this side there with the Tapir on this position there. That's nice. The Pharaoh can turn around and fight this, but the Tajikpla coming in now as well to hit these villages. And, well, Firefox, let's just say he's in for a rough game here. Now, in hindsight, I said, I don't mind this because you're going to dodge out on the Blood Pact and the early Tajikpla. However, the problem is, well, your opponent is going to keep on attacking you over and over and over and over and over again, and you have to figure out how you're going to defend against that. And the answer is walls. That is the actual answer. And if you're going to spread your base out the way that Firefox has, well, all of a sudden, you don't have much going for you, do you? So Rappel here has gotten everything that he wanted early game. Got his damage done. He's gone for a second town center himself. He is Witzlapochly, so he does get a little bit back from grabbing this town center. That's always nice. A little bit back from the town center means, well, just some resources to come through and all that other good stuff while also being able to pump out the villages. He is now queuing up to go to the heroic age as well. Same too for Firefox as he chooses segment. Now, the next interesting part about this matchup is going to be, well, which unit composition do we go for? I've heard some people saying Elephant Slinger here sounds good for set. One of the most important things for Egyptian, the reason I bring up unit composition when we haven't even seen what Rappel is going to be going for, is that generally speaking, you want to go for a maximum of 3 different units when you're playing as Egyptian. Generally speaking, sometimes there's exceptions, right? But generally speaking, 3 different units, and then you're good to go. Reason being is you have to pay for the upgrades for all of them. And so if I go for 4 different units, now I'm paying way more resources than I have access to. If I go for 1 unit, then that's really, really nice there, as well as the large scorpion's going to be coming through. And Firefox is finding himself in just a little bit of trouble. So yeah, I bring up the Elephant Slinger because you can go, your opponent doesn't have any cavalry up until at least the Mythic Age. So we can just play for Elephant to deal with any sort of archer sort of stuff. Slinger deals with the archers as well, but then the Slinger also, when you go through segment, deals with infantry, and that's going to make the Aztecs' life just that little bit more tricky as Rappel charges in here with the Warrior Priest. Now you can play around this sort of Warrior Priest shenanigans by just getting walls up. Just a couple of walls here would not go astray, but this would slow down Rappel. So no, not slow down Rappel, it would slow down Firefox. But I don't think it slows down Firefox like that much. But nonetheless, the units charging in here as the monument to the soldiers about to pop up there. Little bits of damage to come in with that town center. As you garrison, it does even more damage as the villagers will move over onto the berry bushes. But Firefox here, he has not really considered the possibilities in this matchup. He hasn't built a single unit. Rappel continues to pump out his Warrior Priest, and he's looking for pressure. But now, well, a barracks is going to come down. The gold is in to get up something. As the Tajikwa does come through, the villagers will have to garrison again, and that is so worth it for the Rappel. Yes, he's going to be losing a Warrior Priest, which is 110 resources. Yes, he loses 12 favor. Is that what it is? Yep, 12 favor. But idle time is a very, very large amount there. It's a lot of idle time, as we are going to be seeing the Slings of the Sun, Ballistics, and Slingers. They're going to start coming through. As the Tajikpla will end up falling, and the game will continue along. But its Papalotl is going to be coming in. Now, let's just say that I'm right, and Firefox is going to go for Elephant Slinger. What do you build here as Huitzilopochtli? Well, I think the best counter that you have for Slinger is either going to be A, the Jaguar Rider, which is in the Mythic Age. That's probably the best counter for the Slinger. So getting to the Mythic Age and surviving everything beforehand, and you just start building those, is going to be fantastic. Some other interesting options would be the Eagle Warrior, which is very, very good because it's got the range advantage over the Slinger. I think it's 21 range versus the Slinger that starts at 17, and it'll go up to, I believe, 20 range on Champion, right? So those are 2 options. But the real interesting one would be the Coyote Warrior against the Slinger. Makes a lot of sense. Now, the Coyote Warrior's got high pierce armor. The Slinger's going to be doing some decent damage to it, but I think that it would win in those sort of situations, which then also unlocks the Spearman for you, because being able to micro the Slingers to take out the Spearman while also keeping them alive against the Coyote Warriors and keeping your elephants alive is going to be quite difficult. As the Great Temple will come up here for the Rappel. He gets it up with the Warrior Priests. Always nice.
Into you.
And over here we've got the old large Scorpions going to clean up all those Slingers. So Firefox is just throwing things away here. Very, very tough, as he's now going to throw up a Siege Works as well. Now, I guess the other question is, with Rappel going for the Obsidian Butterfly route through its Papalotl, instead of going for the more siege heavy, breaking this middle type idea, well, life is going to be a little bit tricky for the Rappel to actually do anything in terms of actually breaking the base of Firefox. The Obsidian Butterfly now in the main base, that's going to be a lot of villagers dead. And yet again, I bring up the fact that walls here are not happening. And of course, you guys go, yeah, everyone should wall. It's not, everyone should wall, right? Yeah, absolutely. But in this matchup, it is way more important than anything else to get fully walled, because killing off an obsidian butterfly, that's tough. But the obsidian butterfly can't do anything, right? Unless there's an open road to your villages, of which case there are many here for our main man, the Rapple, to take part in. So Firefox needs to sort of abandon whatever his plan is here, get his life sorted in terms of walls, priests, slingers, his elephants, etc., and then start looking for something. The Autonton smashes are coming through for Rapple, which I love. This is a completely different idea that, to be honest, I didn't even consider, but I don't know about it. As you can see, the slingers are still fairly decent against those Autonton smashes. But heavy Autonton smasher is going to come through, and maybe that's going to be enough to break through these guys. These guys do have 69% pierce armor at the moment with 300 HP, so it's pretty decent. But the slinger is doing quite a bit because it's got that divine damage times 1.75. That's where the big damage actually ends up coming through. It's the same thing when the slinger with it's versus the even more villages going down. It's the same thing with the slingers versus destroyers, for example. Well, that's not good. That's 15 villager kills on that obsidian butterfly in less than a second. As he's going to continue searching around, and we will see another great temple up for Rapple as he is getting ready to launch his attack. I must say, sending your villagers over to this corner of the map does not make sense to me when your opponent has obsidian butterflies and you're not walling, but maybe Firefox just doesn't know that. Everyone is still working things out. We're still in learning process. There's going to be a lot of learning pains as you wander through the game. There's a great temple is going to be going down. Of course, another way to sort of play around the obsidian butterfly is to build like garrisonable buildings on your resources. You also have to be very, very quick. You can also get he does have the villager upgrade, so I would assume, I haven't done the math on it, but I would assume that the obsidian butterfly with the special doesn't one-hit a villager with survival equipment, but maybe I'm wrong on that, as the units here are going to be charging forward for the Rapple. He's got Sean ones, he's got obsidian butterflies, he's got Autonton smashes, he's ignoring the noble hut, he's ignoring everything, he's just breaking through this. These slingers are not doing what you might expect as the obsidian butterfly gets in onto the back, doesn't have a special, however, so the slingers will survive, but the Citadel Center is getting brutalized as the obsidian butterfly here coming in. Does it have a special? No, it doesn't. He could basically one-hit those slingers as the Tajipla comes in with some crazy AoE onto those slingers there. Villager's going to turn around. They're shanking it up, trying to make that all work there, but I'm pretty sure here Rapple has found himself way too much of an advantage. And Firefox has to tap out. A bit of a dominating game here from the Rapple with the Autonton smashes, the Sean ones, all the other good stuff. Firefox a little bit lost in this matchup. I would have really liked to see Firefox play much, much safer in this game, in this matchup. Much, much safer. For example, walling up his gold mine with houses here. For example, herding the deer or the remaining deer after the classical age, right? Herding those underneath the town center, for example, right? Those ideas then is good against the Blood Pact, right? and he's good against the early pressure. And then he could also start thinking about doing things like maybe a village center here and then reacting. If your opponent then goes for a second town center, which you can scout very easily with set, then you go, great, let's wander up here. Let's build a building. Let's wall up to here. Let's wall off like up to here and wall off over here. And all of a sudden we can take this town center without any worry about any sort of Tishikbla running in and ruining our lives on this position. Alternatively, if he wants to go for this position in the middle, get those walls up. I mean, that's the only real thing to say. Wall, 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 and potentially a wall. And you're kind of okay here to just say, great, we'll play defense. Wall. You know, these sort of ideas. Of course, it's expensive, but I feel like it's well worth it because everything that's strong about the Aztecs' heroic age comes from that ability, that mobility type of stuff into something else, right? And even in the early game, the ability to just walk into your opponent's space, the town center isn't really a safe zone for you because of the Tajikbla. So it's a little bit of a different thought process that you're going to need in order to play versus this. Now, I'm just saying this. I'm not saying that this is like good design. I'm not saying anything. I'm just saying that this is what you have to do. You don't have another choice. So if it's what you have to do, you do what you have to do. That's my take. GG. Let's watch another game. Do I have water? I do. How's everyone going? What's been happening? Have you guys missed me? I haven't done many late night streams. We did this late night stream on, we did the late night stream on the weekend, which was fun with the, was it the JJJ? Yeah, with the JJJ. That was fun. We're going to do some show matches this weekend with, I believe, Cluminati and Soup are playing. I think that Soup wants his revenge against Cluminati as he got 3-0'd. He says, I don't believe that I should have got 3-0'd. Let me add him again. And I believe there's a Tunison versus someone yet to be decided, yet to be announced. That's on Sundays, so that's exciting. And all the other good stuff. Alrighty. Is it just me, or do I sometimes add a silent R at the end of words? Like when you say Moscow, you say like Moscar. Moscow. No, no, it's Moscow. Moscar is different, right? Magic is playing some AOM at the moment, yeah. Happy Showa Day? I don't even know what that means. What's Showa Day? Showa Day is a Japanese public holiday held annually to honor the birthday of Emperor Showa Hirohito and reflect his turbulent, transformative reign from 1926 to 1989. Wild. Absolutely wild. Alrighty, let's watch another game, hey? They're both lined up equally. What is this map? What's this map? We got another funky one. Obsidian Ridge. There you go. Alright, that's fine. Let's watch Obsidian Ridge. I'm going to go ahead and imagine that the gods are on the right sides. And we'll see what happens. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, assorted members of the jury, I bring you Age of Mythology if it was designed by a StarCraft 2 developer. We've got the map Obsidian Ridge. Before I even introduce the players up onto this top side, the Ridge of the Obsidian and the gifted sub from Hit Trindamere. Thank you, my friend. New legend. You legend? You legend. You legend. Up onto this top side, you get these kind of expansion bases, very StarCraft 2-esque in that sense. You move up to the top, you get this position. It's nice and defensible. You can put some small buildings down and protect this position. Same too over onto this spot here as well. There's no food on these town centers, however, so it's not like an amazing position to just grab, but it's very tough to attack it. Introducing a Lucas. I should have said Lucas Zanel. I'm Hit Trindomir. I don't care about you. Lucas, thank you for the gifted sub, my guy. I'm just kidding. Hit Trindomir, you're also the greatest. Up onto the top side, introducing one of the strongest players currently playing on the ladder. Let me just give you a quick little rundown of the top of the ladder at the moment. Rank 1. Rank 1 is Tunison. Rank 2 is Divine. Divine is currently the second best Age of Mythology retold player on the ladder. And he's going to play some Frere for us today. Now, he is up against one of the terrors of the ladder, playing as Huitzilopochtli. It is Keto, Severo, Jones, Bones, Malone. And this is going to be a game to be remembered. This is going to be a game to be remembered. Let's check out the relics. We already see one that's being grabbed. As I've been yapping away, these guys have been hard at it. Anvil of Hephaestus. Armory, gold research cost minus 50%. Always nice to pick that one up. Up onto this side, there's also the Bow of Artemis. That's nice there as well, with some reduction in the cost of your human units. Up onto the top side, there's Dwarven Calipers. Sees food, wood, gold, cost minus 20%. Always nice. And then finally, over onto the bottom side, there is the Black Lotus. As if the farms don't gather fast enough for the Aztecs, he gets this relic as well. Always nice. Alrighty, we are over here. Pate cattle. Pate cattle. Oh god, I had it. What was it? Oh no, I've done this one already. I've forgotten the pronunciation. Give me a second. I'm not allowing this. We are learning. We are learning together. At least I'm gonna learn my way. I'm learning my way. You guys learn your way, and that's fine. 1 second here.
Pate kettle.
A kettle. That's right. Patty had a kettle. That's right. Pate kettle. Yes, there we go. Pate kettle. There you go. As the warrior priest coming in, and the villagers will be bailing into the tower. As Keto is looking for any amount of damage here. Of course, this is damage without question. But Divine here, he's got to be careful. You don't want to lose anything if you can help it. And he will just garrison, and the warrior priest will end up falling. Villagers back to work. Idle time caused. But who comes out on top here? Keto just lost 110 resources worth of warrior priest, and he lost his classical age, his archaic age god power. Now, if you think about it, what an archaic age god power is normally worth on average is probably somewhere between 400 and 1,000 resources. That's what a classical age god power is normally worth. Did you get somewhere between 400 and 1,000 resources worth of damage there if you were Keto? I don't know if he did. He might have. I don't know. Nonetheless, Asgardian Hillfort coming up in the main base here for Divine. Keto's already going for his second talent center. He is playing Huitzilopochtli. This does make sense. It tracks. You got this early aggressive play with Blood Pact, and then you drop your talent center and you get yourself some resources back for the talent center. It's 33% of that talent center. It's always nice to do so, but you are playing against one of the strongest late game gods in the game. against one of the strongest late game players in the game inside of Divine. He's always solid in that late game. Sometimes he doesn't quite get those raids off as well as he possibly can, but he's very, very good at that as the Tajipla now coming through. And Divine, at this point, is probably kicking himself for not just walling this off. And not just walling this off. He is going to be getting his town center up. He's getting his Asgardian hill fort up. Villager's going to be diving into the sentry towers. The Tajipla sees blood, trying to go after the Draugr. Now, this Tajipla, as opposed to the Blood Pact, is worth 12 favor, 110 resources. And again, he got idle time. So it's not like he didn't trade nothing for it. But that 11 favor is a villager. Or sorry, 12 favor is a villager. Right? And the warrior priest. I'm not sure it was 100% worth it. As long as Divine plays good defense and doesn't drop any villagers, I don't know if it's worth it to keep doing that idea. That being said, Keto is going up to 3 town centers because he got some resources back onto this town center. He can just enjoy this. And he's going to have a very, very fun game ahead of him. He's got all of these turkeys in his main base, working away at that. And I want to give you guys one little hot tip. If you guys are playing as the Aztecs and you guys are like, all right, what should I do here? What should I make happen in this game? One little hot tip is save your 3 turkey sacrifice in the Great Temple. Save that. Save that for the Mythic Age. Reason being is we want to use that. We want to use that sacrifice in tandem with the myth unit sacrifice, or the unit sacrifice to get the myth units, and the superhero sacrifice. And then we drop the goats in, and then we sack villagers. You know, it's sort of quasi villager Ragnarok type idea. You don't have to sacrifice all of them, just enough to get yourself up to another cast of your It's Papalotl God Power, Purge, or the Starfall God Power. That's the idea. So you're still going to be going for myth units in the heroic age, in the classical age if you want, but you're only going to be getting them as you can afford them. So sacking a villager when you can afford to get an Obsidian Butterfly, when you can afford to get a Tits Middle, that's when you sack the villager. Then you build the unit immediately and then you hold off on it. It's very important that step, basically. You basically just sit there going, oh, do I want a myth unit? Yes, great. Let's sack the villager and get it. You don't go, let's sack 10 villagers right now and then start building the villagers. Not ideal. 1 villager at a time, and the perfect amount of villagers getting sacked at once. And then Mythic Age comes, turkey sack, into God Powers for a gigantic all-in. Nonetheless, Divine now says, time for another town center as our main man, Keto, he is going to the heroic age. He has 3 town centers. He's up by nearly 10 villages. This doesn't really mean a whole lot, but the one thing that I'm not liking here, and it's going to be a trend, I think, for today, is I'm not liking the lack of walls. Keto, he's playing this god, and I think walls are everything when you're playing against this god. And if you don't wall up, I think you're going to be having a difficult time. And you're also playing Norse, so there's even less excuses here. 1 unit over here, drop a wall on this side, drop a wall over to here, drop a wall over to here. Now my base is safe, and then we're going to start walking up here. Oh, gold mine, great. Wall the gold mine off for later. Gold mine here, great. Let's wall that off. Wall it off here. Maybe also wall here. Across, like, I'm not even kidding. I think that this is the best way to play, as Divine is actually going for stone walls early. I think this is the best way to play against the Aztecs in the current meta. Meanwhile, plow, signal fires, all the other good stuff coming in. Dwarves have got a very simple movement. They can come here or come here. Both of those positions are relatively safe, as the Sensen Totachitin. I don't know how to say it. I've forgotten. These bunny rabbits are going to be coming in. They are bunnies. I can get away with calling them bunny rabbits. They're very cute. But they're going to come start mauling some villagers here. It's mostly a scouting move from Keto at the moment. He's going to be sacking the bunny rabbits. Gives a little bit of favor over to Divine. Not ideal here as... Oop, never mind. The Ursa completely missed that, and these bunny rabbits seem to be getting in here to see exactly what is coming their way. 60 HP remaining. He's trying to get into this town center to see if it's up, and he doesn't see it. But, man, I'm sure he knows. I don't think he needed to do that in the slightest. Meanwhile, behind this, Keto says, if you're going to sit back and play the boom game, that's fine. Let me get to the Mythic Age as fast as I possibly can. Tlaloc is going to come through. There is an incredible upgrade available to Tlaloc in this sort of a position. Oh, the Obsidian Butterfly is in at 6 speed with Blood Pact. Its auto attack will 2-hit these villagers. Of course, its special ability is going to do wall. Okay, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter, but just wall. Oh no, he's going to lose these villagers as well. Oh, it could have been. Oh no. Okay, that there was a disgusting raid that just went out of sync because of how disgusting it was. That'll go down as some of the most disgusting raids that I think I'll ever see in my entire life. So yeah, that's yeah, I rest my case. I rest my case. My case is rested. If you don't put walls up, you deserve to lose upwards of 20 villages to the Obsidian Butterfly at the moment. That's the case that I'm resting. It's rested. I'm not even mad at Keto for doing that. I'm more mad at Divine for not putting his walls up. Keto, I'm not mad at you. I've been mad at you before. I'm not mad at you on this day. I am mad at Divine though. He caused the out of sync by allowing you to do something so disgusting. There you go. Unfortunately, we don't actually get to see the rest of that game because it went out of sync. Wow. So how's everyone going? What's been happening? Give me a story. Mythic is truly insane with the sacrifice of the great temple. The hero is like a god power. Yeah. It is. It without question is. But I also don't know. Like, I don't know. I don't know if it, like, if it was insane, right? If the Mythic Age with those sacrifices was insane, now it could just be because people don't really understand. If it was insane, we would be seeing something like, hang on. Of course, this is the overall rating, so, but we will be seeing something like 69%. We will be seeing something like 67%, right? We'd be seeing something like 68%, 69%. We'd be seeing something like not 51%, not 56%. We'd be seeing 70% plus if it was actually broken, right? 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 Wrong? Now, of course, they might not, the people might not be doing it. As you go up higher, these win rates start going even more crazy. 74% with tier. If we come down to this, you do start seeing this 67% here for Tlaloc, but coming down 66, 59, 50%, 21% here for Tez Catlapoca. Poor guy. He's really struggling. I don't really believe he should be struggling. He seems very, very decent to me, but I think people are so against building myth units that they haven't realized that they can build them just yet, and they're really, really good. So maybe they'll get in there, but of course, once you get up to the myth, up to the So the legendary tier of the Age of Mythology plays, everyone's winning when they actually get to the Mythic Age. Very rare to lose. Gaia with 100% nerf. Atlas like yesterday, please. Cats 67, 73. Pretty consistently getting those dubs when they get to the Mythic Age at the top level. But nothing too super crazy. So it could be that it's broken and it needs to be toned down. I don't know. I'm not here to tell you what to do. God is so overpowered it doesn't reach. Well, that's not true either because the win rates are putting it closer to 50%. So even with all the broken stuff, let's watch another game, hey? Flipperoonie. Six myth units and a strong mythic hero is quite a nice spike. I agree. 6 myth units, a strong mythic age hero, and a second cast of your heroic age god power in combination with your mythic age god power. Before I talk about this, before I go on anymore, let me talk about this god power. This god power sucks. Unless you combine it with this. Or combine it with this. Or combine it with... I'm not sure about... Actually, yeah, combine it with Lullaby. Lullaby? No. This god power doesn't suck at all so long as you combine it with Lullaby. Get wrecked, everyone. This god power is S triple plus tier. Just get good. Both of these gods have got Lullaby and they have this. Just do that. You guys don't understand the usage because you're like, but Boit, the god power takes them out of Lullaby. It doesn't work. That's not how you use it, guys. That's not how you use it. You drop Lullaby, Corrupted Ground. Sorry, Corrupted Ground. You drop Lullaby on the army, then you surround the army with your army, and then you drop Corrupted Ground. See? Big brain. Big brain. All right, let's watch this game. Did I already do this? I did not. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, presenting the strongest god in the game. Played by Deceive. It's Aranos. And it's still going to be the strongest god in the game. It's going to be the best god in the game for the foreseeable future. I don't really see it ever not being the best god in the game. It's just that good. His opponent today in the red color playing as Tezcatlipoca is Atif. This game comes to you from the awesome people over at alimstats.io. And by people, I mean person. It's Gerbot. Without Gerbot, I would not be casting this specific game. So there you go. Atif versus Deceive. This should be a very, very fun game to watch. We got Tezcatlipoca. I have a theory. And I've run the theory once, and it felt really, really good. Do you want to know what that theory is? Laser turret boys in the Heroic Age Plus. That's the theory for Tezcatlipoca. With this god, I do not believe you make Heroic Age myth units. Maybe you make an Obsidian Butterfly or two to run around the map and punish someone for being stupid and not walling. Maybe you do that if you go that way. But if you're going for the Titsa middles, you don't build a single Titsa middle. You build only turret boys. Reason being is, if you lose them in the Heroic Age, if you lose 2 turret boys, laser turret boys, they are worth the same as if you were to lose 2 Obsidian Butterflies or 2 Titsa middles. Which then results in currently just an Armadillo, but once that gets fixed, it's going to result in a potential Obsidian Butterfly or a potential Titsa middle or an Armadillo as well. Very, very strong. On top of that, the turret boys are only good in certain matchups. I'm going to be completely honest. They're only good in certain matchups, and we're not going to be seeing it in this one. We are going to be seeing Melina coming through for Atif. I don't like this god for Tezcatlipoca at all. It's not for me. Other players might, but it's... Wait, hello? Oh, that was a shockwave stolen. Okay, it's not for me, this god, but still, that doesn't change anything. My point is there's going to be gods that going for laser turrets are good for, and gods that you don't want to go against it for. Specifically, gods that have heroes that deal divine damage. So, for example, we don't want to build laser turrets versus Egyptian because they've got priests. We don't want to build laser turrets versus Egyptian. Or Egyptian. I think it's pretty much just Egyptian, right? You can build the laser turrets versus Japan. No problems. You can build the laser turrets versus the Atlanteans. No problems. You can build it versus the Greeks. No problems. You can build it versus anyone except for Egyptian. Against Egyptian, you're going to have to find a different way. But that's what Age mythology is. There's certain things you just need to do. Nonetheless, the Caladria coming forward. Now, Macascottle is going to be shooting some poison off, hitting that Murmillo, doing 10, 11. Nope. You know what? That's actually not no damage. That's more damage than I thought it was going to do. It did 19 damage on that special. Nonetheless, the hero Murmillos are getting converted, and we will be seeing in the main base. No. Oh, yes, in the main base, the infested nest getting dropped down. Now, Atif is going to make some pretty quick decisions here. He has himself a noble hut down. He has to deal with Murmillos, as we've got a bit of a random kind of aura getting dropped. He's got to deal with these Murmillos, and he is currently going to be going in for Ocelotl Warriors. Now, Ocelotl Warriors versus Murmillos, the Ocelotl Warriors lose that fight. They've got some utility in the jump, but they're not going to be able to beat Murmillo Heroes. What does beat Murmillo Heroes is going to be your Tequiwa Archers, or potentially getting to the next age and making Eagle Warriors or making Shorn ones are really good versus the Murmillos, obviously. But yeah, that's something that's super important where that's concerned. But nonetheless, we are going to be seeing Atif going for those Jaguar. I keep calling them Jaguar Warriors because they technically are. They're Ocelotl Warriors. They've got the Jaguar hat on, right? So they're Jaguars. But anyways, the idea I think here for Atif is he wants to run around the map and raid with the Ocelotl Warriors. You kind of can get away with it because once the Murmillo heroes get onto you, you can jump away from it and it's fine. But still. We'll see what's going to happen here as Dzeev wanders forward, looking to find some sort of damage here. Up onto the top. The Oracle hero for Dzeev. Just chilling up onto this position as Atif is going to be wandering forward, looking for some damage up here into the main base, though what Murmillo heroes are looking for some real pressure. The more I watch these games, and I see that Atif is trying to defend his base, the more I watch these games, the more I'm thinking, us as a community of Age mythology players, we got to start thinking differently about the way we build our bases. We got to start thinking differently about it. Our villagers, they get raided. We don't like getting raided. No one likes getting raided. People love raiding, but no one likes getting raided, right? How do you stop yourself getting raided? Well, you got to start building your base from the corners of your town center and using walls. That's how you stop getting raided. That's the play. At the moment here, Dzeev could run around this way, swing in here, and be on top of those villagers and getting kills. Of course, he's losing in the middle of the base. For some reason, there's a military barracks there. Don't ask me why. I don't have a good answer for that one. But Dzeev going to be pulling back for the time being. Over onto this side, we've got ourselves the Sky Passage up onto that position. Carnivore are going to go down here as well. There's now Deceive on the way forward. And he is now going to be facing up against a pretty scary army here. The army of Atif looks very, very strong. He can definitely turn and take this fight. He takes out one Mamilla hero in very quick timing there, as the warrior priest going to now jump over onto that Carnivora there as the Tequila archers going after this backline. We do have the Tejikla there diving in for some big damage onto these units. Huge damage actually there as the Caladria gets shot at. It's going to attempt to bail out of here. The fireball's just barely missing. As the Tejikla is going to be looking to maybe get in and pick off a villager or something. He's about to be dying. Does die pretty quickly in that classical age, but gets some value in that fight. Definitely gets a win on the fight as Deceive maybe, just maybe, should have been playing that little bit slower and then going into Terma as soon as he saw all of those Tequila archers. These Tequila archers are very, very good versus infantry on the fact that they can kite. Now, you would expect Mamilla heroes to actually be decent against these considering, but it seems to me like it's a little bit of a difficult one. As the Terma over onto this side. Nice pullback there from Atif, keeping his archers nice and safe. As the units pull back, the villagers are going to dive into that sky passage. We do have another Tajipla in to try and take this position out. And I feel like the simple solution here, and it makes perfect sense, just run. You can pop out, maybe try and pick off a unit or two, but this is very risky, and he does lose 2 Termas there. So the Sky Passage will fall, but our Aranos player is back home, back gathering, and he can start looking to potentially move out over onto this side, which is exactly what he's going to do with that Sky Passage there. The army of Atif is nowhere close to being able to deny that. And we'll see how things are going to go. Now, one thing here for Atif to do, as I've been talking so much about the walls, is Deceive has been doing a fantastic job of it thus far. And I think this is a big reason as to why he is in a half-decent position here. He could be in a much worse position as the Jaguar, the Ocelot warrior coming through as the citizen will get healed back up. Keeps that one alive just barely. Can turn back in here and get this Sky Passage back up afterwards. But yeah, Deceive with those walls are really good. What Atif should be doing now, that he's locked this off, is he should be sending these villagers forward, and he should be looking to get walls in. Bam, bam, and bam. Lock this top off. Maybe even just bam and bam, right? Lock that bottom off, and now all of a sudden he doesn't have to rotate over to the right side anymore to deny sky passages. Or at least he can react to his opponent knocking his walls down and deny those sky passages coming out. And then he can start working away over to this side and getting all of that map control. Meanwhile, we are seeing the one of these technologies. Now, I've got no idea how strong this is. As the Carnivora gets dropped down, the Tequila archers, the Ocelot warrior is going to be pulling back ever so slightly. I've got no idea how strong that god power is. Or not god power, unique technology is. But I am very interested to see how it's going to go, as the Tejikla does end up getting taken down very, very quickly. While it is very powerful, if left alone, it's going to get taken out very, very quickly. So nice idea from Deceive. Now Deceive is finding himself quite the advantage. Shockwave comes down. Shockwave comes down there as well from Deceive, as Atif will be pulling back his Obsidian Mirror on cooldown. He's going to be able to use that immediately once it comes out off of cooldown, because he's going to be able to see these units here to drop it. If you take a look, as soon as that comes off cooldown, you just go ahead and click on your opponent. You can click on your opponent here as well, wherever you like, no problems. And now the farm's coming up in the main base, as Atif is a little bit scared, and Hyperion is coming through on the other side. It's going to be its Papalotl. This has been a fairly popular god of choice here. It's really good versus Aranos, because Aranos wants to be building those Murmillos, and you're going to be able to take out a bunch of those with the Purge regardless, so long as there isn't anything to sort of garrison into. There's a kind of sky passage or something to garrison into, that can be fairly easy to escape from. There's also going to be chaos though on the other side, so there's an interesting usage of chaos that you've got to be very, very careful of, which is the Obsidian Butterfly does tons of damage, tons of burst damage, right? And then it's kind of useless for the next 20 plus seconds. It's not really used. It's good in some situations, but not against the army. The special ability is everything against the army, right? So what you can do is you can click chaos onto the Obsidian Butterfly before it uses its special ability and have it use it on your opponent's army. At least that's the idea. Like right now, big fat chaos. There you go. Chaos comes down, gets some damage. There's the purge. And Dzeev refuses to run. He is going to lose a lot. Holy dead Murmillo heroes. He loses so many units there. Brutal. Of course, he didn't even try and run. He probably could have escaped with something. I think the hero Murmillos are one of the better or worse units to attempt to kill off with that purge, because they do have the 5.3 speed, but doesn't even react. Up onto this top side here, Ocelotl warriors taking out the hero terms as those Murmillo heroes, desperately trying to clean those up. But all of a sudden, Atif has struck back in this game. He's looking like he's in a very, very good position. He's behind slightly on villagers. He doesn't really... Do you build Obsidian Butterflies in this situation? I don't know. I think we need to see these walls going up as well for Dzeev, so he can lock everything else off. These walls coming up here from Atif are impeccable. Love it. He gets himself out an armadillo as well to help him break through some buildings, as we're also now going to start seeing the Eagle Warriors. Now, one building here that's really, really important for the Aztecs versus Atlanteans is the Great Temple. There is the unit, the Shorn one, which is just very, very good. The Shorn one is just very, very good. I don't really know how else to put it other than the Shorn one is just very, very good. It's very good versus Atlantean, because Atlantean wants to be building Murmillos, specifically Aranos, but Atlantean wants to be building Murmillos. They want to be building Destroyers. Shorn one deals with those really, really easily. And then how do you beat the Shorn one? Well, I got to build Arcus, basically. Contarius kind of work, but if I've got Shorn one plus some Spearmen, that's going to make life very tough for me to win those fights. So I need to build Arcus or Caraballister. Caraballister are probably a decent idea for Aranos, because you've got the Sky Passage to jump in and out of and deny your opponent the Eagle Warrior pressure. But yeah, this sort of a composition is a little bit more easy to deal with, I would say. If there's not going to be any Shorn ones, you don't have a huge amount of stuff to worry about. You can go into your Murmillo Contarius angle, and that can be very, very powerful for you. Meanwhile, on the backside, Obsidian napping to come through for Atif. Now, does he have the Super Ocelotl warriors with this god? Yes. Yes, he does. This is kind of exciting. I haven't seen this yet. Super Ocelotl warriors. I reckon they will be beating the Murmillos here. I could be wrong on this. If they beat the Murmillos, it kind of changes quite a bit about this dynamic. Of course, the Fanatics will always be beating those Ocelotl warriors, but still, a very, very interesting thing to start coming through here for Atif if he wants to play for that. Grab a town center, play defense, get to the late game, enjoy the powerful late game of the Aztecs, specifically the powerful late game of the Aztecs with Super Ocelotl warriors, and go from there. We've also got Chinampas to come through. A little bit more expensive than irrigation, because you plus 20% food gather rate on your farms. It's an insane technology. Really, really good for the Aztecs, as they are kind of food hungry in the heroic age. As Ayotochli is going to come through and bash down the wooden wall. He says, "Let me in here." Now, of course, a Sky Passage up here for Dzeev to teleport over here and defend. We'll see if Atif can break through or not. He's going to wander a little bit in with the Eagle Warriors. Heavy Eagle Warriors at that. Charges forward. Not going to be able to kill off any of these citizens. Too quick into that sky patch. Just can move over onto this side. He does drop the chaos onto all of those Eagle Warriors. Taking this fight and taking this win here is kind of a big deal. A handful of those Eagle Warriors do manage to escape there as Dzeev, he drops his own shockwave back against the Obsidian Mirror shockwave. Just little bits of damage here as Dzeev will pull all the way back home. Not able to make it work on that fight there. And these Hero Mamillos with Heroic Renewal, he does have Heroic Renewal, will be able to heal back up. Always nice. And the game will continue along ever so slightly. Now Arcus are also coming through for Dzeev. Now, I'm not sure about Arcus. Actually, you know what? Against the Eagle Warriors with 19 range, maybe Arcus are the right call. Against Eagle Warriors with 21 range, the Quetzalcoatlus, I'm not sure about the Arcus in that situation. That being said, Ocelotl Warriors also end up being somewhat of a counter. Ocelotl Warriors end up being somewhat of a counter to archers because they can jump onto them. Nonetheless, Palace going up, a couple of citizens will end up falling as the Dzeev is going to be losing a handful of Ocelotl Warriors for this. Actually, that's a really good trade there. Can he get the last one? No. 14 HP and a dream as Dzeev now getting attacked over onto this side, pops out with the citizens trying to take out those Eagle Warriors. Some good dancing action here from Dzeev as now Hecate is going to be on the way. Militarily speaking, Dzeev is struggling here to compete. Of course, he just spent 2,400 resources on the Heroic Age, and he's just going to bail here and play a little bit of Can You Catch Me? But still, he's getting Mythic Age in, and this Tartarian Gate's going to be somewhat difficult to deal with, as the front line does end up falling. The Artochli can come in and take down the Sky Passage. He might even look to try and take out the Town Center. I don't think he can with only 392 HP, but he's going to be attempting to as the Tequila Archers. Tequila Archers, excuse me. These guys don't have any upgrades. I think they're just here from the early game. I don't think Atif is even planning on really building any more of them at this stage, but he still doesn't have himself any of these Shorn ones, which is definitely missing here. A Taunton Smashes as well wouldn't be a terrible idea to start mixing in. They are decently strong. Some Eagle Warriors are going to be coming through, and the Tajipla is going to come in yet again. Another conversion there to add into the fight to try and break in here and get some damage. Look at the differential on military. 4.6k to 3.3k. Atif has to be feeling good about this attack as he takes out that front line with absolute ease. Onto the backside, though, the Carnivora will come down, and Atif says, I don't want to deal with that just yet. He could definitely use those heavy Eagle Warriors to take out those Arcus, though. Unlike the Peltast versus Arcus dynamic, which I actually don't mind building Arcus into, so long as there's obviously going to be infantry getting built. Unlike that dynamic, the Peltast are moving... Actually, let me just double check this. I don't want to say something that's completely wrong, but I think this is why it's so good. Yeah, unlike that dynamic, the Peltast have got less speed than the Arcus. These Arcus here have got the 4.3 speed when they get heroized. These Eagle Warriors, they've got 4.5 speed, so they're outspeeding those Arcus, so it's impossible to shoot and scoot and stay out of range. So, yeah, Eagle Warriors are just really, really good versus the Arcus. As there goes the Tartarian Gate into the main base, and Dzeev will now look to put pressure onto the front side here. Settlement here is going to get denied. Atif's still on one town center. Losing this is brutal. His army going to pull all the way back here. Tartarian Gate does have a little bit less pierce armor than a regular building, so taking it out with archers is somewhat possible, but only half the army actually fighting on this position here as the villagers do manage to get back to safety. This army is falling very, very quickly. And now Atif will move back up to get his town center. Up onto the side here, another town center is coming in. A little bit of a raid with those Ocelotl warriors onto this back wood line. Really nice, tricky move there from Atif onto those citizens. He needs to get villager kills here because he's taking so much damage. This Ayatochli, unfortunately, is not going to be enough to take this Tartarian gate out. He is going to get another Ayatochli here from his dead Ayatochli. Funnily enough, you lose 4 myth units, and then you get both those obsidian shards back, and then you lose another 2 myth units. You get another one. It's the gift that just keeps on giving. As up onto the top side, the Lampede will put to rest one Ocelotl warrior there, as the other one dies to the town center, and this one over here is going to get shanked down as it tries to bail for its life. But it is going to be falling. But this damage here from Dzeev is so huge for him because it's just given him all the time in the world to do whatever he needs to. And what he needs is destroyers, and he has them. He's got a handful of them. He's got 3, 4. He's going to be able to take down this Great Temple very, very quickly. Another Great Temple coming up for Atif at the moment. An idea for Atif here to stay alive at this moment would be to sacrifice... Actually, let's see. I can probably see how much it's going to be. Would be to sacrifice... He's just converting another one of those. Maybe sacrifice 7 settlers into the temple, and then he can drop the purge down and just clean up an entire army of Dzeev with that purge. Alternatively, he can drop 3 if he has 3 of them. I don't think he does. If he's got 3 turkeys, he can turn that in, and then he can sacrifice just a handful of villagers to get that second purge off. And that can be a really nice way to play that, as the Tajipla will come through, and that should be enough here to deal with the remainder of these Tartarian spawns. Atif has dealt with that, and we now move into a really, really interesting position. Atif is without question behind here, but he's in front on resources, militarily speaking, and he can grab this town center, and he's got the map walled up, and he might be able to just stay alive here. He should be thinking right now, let's get Mythic Age. Let's slow this down. Let's not take any fights that are too out in the open and too risky. And make sure we get those Shorn ones in, which he is not building. Yes, he is. No, he's not. He's not building those Shorn ones because these Champion Destroyers are going to make life very, very tricky for him. Of course, Ocelotl Warriors are also an option there as well. But nonetheless, Dzeev, also, I love this from Dzeev though. What is a counter to the Shorn one? The Lampede with this upgrade. I love that idea. That idea is so good. Genius even. A genius idea. Meanwhile, more Autonton smashes coming through. Town center coming up for Atif over here. I could also imagine, yeah, another purge here would be huge. Just keep him going. Of course, he would sack villagers, but he gets passive favor gen from that. And he's going to be able to then also maybe get some more units. I wouldn't mind seeing butterflies in as well as an option. Butterfly plus Eagle Warrior can be really tough to deal with. Of course, he wasn't building them because the majority of the army was heroized, but not at the moment. So getting some out would make a lot of sense. As the units dive through, Lampede is going down. That Tajikla does get in there, and Dzeev just can't win the fights. Checking out the armory situation, Dzeev is well and truly behind on the armory upgrades, which might be the reason why things are going so well here for Atif. But Atif can't take bad fights because he doesn't have the income that Dzeev has just yet. But slowly but surely, he's getting into that position where he will have that income. Nonetheless, Atif feels like he can take this fight here. Does get caught out there. The Carnivora will be forcing him back. It's equal on military. The spammage coming through from Dzeev is looking nice. We do have the... I'm going to keep calling these Pocahontases. The Pochtecatl. The Pochtecatl. You know what? I'm going to look it up. Oopsies. I shouldn't have that on. I am going to look it up. Let me just get this name in. Poch the cattle. All right, go on.
Push the kettle.
Push the kettle. Push the kettles. Push the kettles. Those guys are at least gonna keep. Yeah, they're gonna be able to keep Atif going because he's not running out of gold anytime soon. But this fight here is where things are gonna go really, really badly for Atif. As you can see, his military population starting to not look so good. He's forcing the fights, and Deceive wants this. The more of these fights he gets underneath the palace, the better. As he stretches Atif out, keeps Atif in the heroic age, and that's going to be just a huge advantage for him. Now we have got ourselves our technology. Asper Blood coming in. Love to see it for Deceive. Of course, it can be used on the Atonzin Smasher. It can be used on the Jaguar Rider. It can be used on the Sean one. Many different angles there. As Atif will pull back, but Shockwave comes down, and now Deceive looking like he's finally able to find himself a significant advantage here. These Ocelotl Warriors versus the Fanatics, they're just not going to cut it. Sean ones, he needs them. It's seeming like he's kind of missing that though, as it's a little bit of a out of the way option. You kind of forget that you've got that Sean one in the Great Temple, but it does exist, as now the Destroyer is going to take down this Great Temple. This is the only Great Temple for Atif, and he's not going to be able to defend this position any longer. Great Temple falls. Town Center is going to be getting targeted down afterwards. Villagers coming up here in an attempt to repair, but look at the difference on military. It's too big. Sooner, a purge here on top of the Arcus could slow things down and give Atif a little bit of a chance here. He's 4 favor away from it. Could sack and click it immediately. But he's going to be losing that town center momentarily. As there he does go with the purge. It's going to kill off probably all of those Arcus. But look at the military. The military for Atif has fallen down to nearly 0. And Deceive walks away with the game by the skin of his chinny chin chin. Did he walk away with this game? Atif was in a good position here. A couple of better decisions from him, and he probably would have been able to make it to the Mythic Age, and he probably would have be able to make this into a really interesting late game. But the desire to attack this position and forgetting about the Sean one was Atif's undoing in this game. And as that's the case, Deceive managed to walk away with it. Very fun game though. Lots of shenanigans, lots of action, lots of craziness. In the end, the best god in the game, Aranos, does take another win for himself. If you guys enjoyed it, make sure you hit the follow on Twitch, if you're on YouTube, hit that subscribe button, and I'll see you in the next one. Yay. Well then, that there is games being played. Living the dream. Shall we continue along the games being played shenanigans at this point? I feel like the answer is a resounding yes. We should watch the games getting played, and I think the game to get watched here is going to be Matrius. Is Matrius streaming? He's not. Matrius versus Chinese characters that I'm about to learn the pronunciation of in a hot second. Give me that hot second.
菜就多练.
Practice cooking more. All right, fantastic. We're calling him cooking. You're gonna call him the chef. His name is now the chef. My guy's name is the chef. Fantastic. I love this. I love this. I don't even have to do anything. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, assorted members of the jury, presenting to you Age Mythology's original gangster. He is the gangster who came into the world of Age Mythology and said, I'm going to make a name for myself playing Poseidon. He is the reason that Poseidon players exist. The only real player before this player to play any Poseidon at remotely a high level was Magyar himself, and Magyar was not a random god player, but he was a random god player. He played the entire cast. This man, he put Poseidon on the map. His name is Matrius, the Italian stallion himself, the man with the stash, and all the other good stuff. His opponent today, he's got a name that I can't pronounce, but I can translate it, and then I can then add a nickname to it. He's from China. At least that's what his profile says it is. And I'm going to call him the chef. He is the chef because he's in the kitchen. He's cooking up strats to make your life miserable. Temple coming down here for the chef as Matrius. He's also going to be dropping his temple. Now, I've been around the block a bit. I've heard that Poseidon is a tough matchup for the Aztecs. That's what I've heard. I don't believe it, but that's what I've heard. The reason I don't believe it is because the spearmen for the Aztecs are really, really good. The hard part is dealing with the centaur, but I do believe that that is only part of the problem. You can deal with the centaur with many different tricks as the Aztecs, whether that be utilizing Blood Pact, utilizing Tailwind, utilizing the Obsidian Butterfly, utilizing Titsa Middles, etc. Or potentially just utilizing walls, and then you're in a good time. As both players are up, we will be seeing Melina coming through over onto this one for the chef. Hermes in for Matrius as Matrius. I love this. Thank you, my guy. You are the GOAT. He's putting walls up. Now, I don't think he needs to be quite so liberal with the walls. His base at the moment is this needs a wall, right? You could probably, I'm going to just do this. I don't even care. This could probably happen. A wall here, and then a wall over to here. And then all of a sudden, this is protected early game, right? Over onto this side, you could probably throw the houses like this. House, and then wall up to here, rather than the house onto this spot. And then that's locked off. And then the same too on the other side, house, and then a wall up to here, right? And then you're good. Or even a stable on this corner, wall up to here, and then I don't have to deal with any sort of blood pack in my base shenanigans. Meanwhile, Centaur going to be coming through, and the villagers will pull back into the town center. Mackie coming in. That one's going to get sent packing. And for the moment here, our Huitzilopochtli player is under a lot of stress. But we'll see how things are going to go. Meanwhile, Atalanta moving forward. Centaur going to be coming through for Matrius. And it looks like there is an attempt to get to the heroic age here. An attempt. But we'll see if he can pull that off. He's going up through he's going for this god, which is a little bit funky. He does have the blood pact, but he's playing up against ceasefire. Ceasefire is going to be able to counter that blood pact. So he's not going to be able to use the armadillo to take out a town center or anything like that, as the walls are going to be coming up. Villager on the back here is going to be going down. Nope, doesn't go down. 8 HP in a dream, as the market will get finished up, and a heroic age is going to be incoming momentarily here. Unless the Hippias comes in, looking to try and take out a villager, gets that one villager, and he's going to be running out. Lots of idle time here from the chef. I'm going to just speed this up because I'm seeing people in chat. I might just leave this game. But also, it might be an interesting game to watch because reasons. Mackie's Coddle on the back here almost going down. Matrius literally all over our main man, the chef, as another marker going to get dropped. I see. All right, next game. That's fun. Let's watch this one. I wanted to watch a Matrius game. Let's watch the Matrius game. All right, enough talking about it. Enough of that. Some people know. Let's just pretend like we didn't see it. It's fine. I'm gonna take off my jumper. What am I wearing underneath this? This bug still in here is annoying. Oh well. You guys saw nothing. The people who know what they were watching saw something. Everyone else doesn't. And then you explain it to them and then they go, oh, okay. Well, maybe I'm going to go and abuse that on the ladder. And then now you've got more people doing it. Just shut up. Also, show match on Sunday. Alright, it's been a while since I've watched Matrius playing his Poseidon, so I wanted to get in here. I wanted to check him out. I can leave my... I have a new hat, actually. Can I go get my hat? I want you guys to... I want you guys to rate me out of 10. I'll be right back. Let me go. I'll be 2 seconds. 5 seconds. 10 seconds. There we go. I got a new hat. Out of 10. Not bad. Check out my cool pattern on it. Old man hat. It's because I'm an old man. I love being an old man. We're gonna wear this and we wear this as well. Here we go. Perfect. Oh, I hate these glasses. Alrighty, we're watching ourselves. Matrius and his opponent is an ISIS abuser, Firefox. He's an ISIS abuser. His name is Firefox, and we're going to see him abuse the ISIS. He does throw up a wall nice and early. It is quite the fast advance from Matrius. Matrius loves himself a good quick advance. I'm going to keep on throwing these ideas out there. Maybe they'll stick at some point, but what if instead of putting these houses here, instead of putting this temple here, we put the temple here, right? Hear me out. Temple here. House here. Right? Then we wall from the temple up to the tower. And then we wall from the tower over to here. And we wall off to the bottom. And then all of a sudden, our gold mine is not going to have any issues against any type of centaur shenanigans. And Matrius might not even care about this. He can just run in and he just goes, hello there, Talent Center. I'll take a couple of shots. It's fine. And then I'll get some damage onto the village. No, he's just going to run around the other side. It's fine. It's all good. But Firefox, where to next is the question. Are we going to see any sort of stables? It doesn't look like it from Matrius. It looks like it's just going to go straight for that second Talent Center. It's not the best Talent Center in the world, but his plan here in the Greek versus ISIS matchup isn't to really like worry about his second Talent Center. It's just to survive. So a really back Talent Center like this, even with nothing on it, is still absolute gold for Matrius. There's now some more houses coming down. We see an armory as well. And I mean, like I said, if this was the other way around and a wall, this would be really tough to actually break through. Instead, Matrius comes in, denies the armory. The armory going to come back up. Firefox still playing some defense. He's got a lot of gold in the bank. He really wants to come down and grab a Talent Center, but maybe he's just going to be playing some one Talent Center shenanigans as the villagers come up here for Matrius, and the game is now very, very interesting. If the ISIS player, for whatever reason, manages to get themselves a really nice second Talent Center without the Poseidon player stopping it, basically, then the economy that the ISIS player gets in allows them to effectively set up and be in control of the game. Now, if you don't manage to get this Talent Center up, wherever it may be, in a timely fashion, then all of a sudden the Poseidon player isn't really going to be under a whole lot of pressure. He's going to be feeling very, very good about themselves. Meanwhile, walls coming up all over the place here for Matrius super early. This is vintage Matrius. That being said, there is an obelisk over here. He will get spotted, and Firefox might look to actually come and kill off this villager. As Matrius sees the red dot, he's going to drop the wall. The villager is very well spotted over there, but Firefox seeing the blue dot on his minimap, I don't know, there is going to be a centaur coming up as the walls will be coming through, and the units here for Firefox are very much ready to get into the action as that Anubite can, oh, never mind. He tried to jump the wall, but the wall was too tall for him. Oh, random Theseus here will be able to escape, go through that wooden gate. Has to protect his villager. If he pulls back towards the Theseus, he might actually be able to keep the villager alive. Of course, the centaur as well can turn and get some damage done. But this villager has got a long way to get into this tower. 1 or 2 more attacks, and she will end up dying. And Vintage Matreus has been prevented. He got one little wall up, but lost a villager for it. Not worth it in the slightest. As the spearmen on the back getting love taps as they're going to be moving over back into the main base. Onto the back here, Nubite's going to be just getting that HP in. We'll turn around and get some pokes back onto that Catoscopos there, but a little bit of a skirmish here as you don't want to sit inside of that arrow spray. You take a lot of damage there as the spearmen are going to be getting taken out. Nice play from Matreus. Matreus is trying to get in onto this food. If he can deny this food, then he's in a really nice position. We are seeing the serpent spear technology coming through, but he's got a long way to go to break through all of these serpents here. The serpents are going to give a lot of food generation, a lot of food income over to Firefox. He might have to leave the position at some point because these serpents will end up dying, but the amount of time that he's buying here does end up being somewhat of a big deal as a couple more spearmen now in queue for Firefox realizes he does need something here to hold himself together. I see a Nubite looking to threaten this centaur on the back. Atalanta says, no, not today, as the Nubite will end up falling. Villagers now going to be under attack as Matreus is relentless here, but the centaur falls, which will change the dynamic here. Hippias will not be able to break through the spearmen without the help of centaur. As now Aphrodite will come through for Matreus. And on the other side, though, for Firefox, in doing all of this, in trying to get onto this hunt, with everything that's happened here, he's now finding himself, I would say, in a pretty difficult spot. He's spamming out these spearmen. He's about to run out of food on this position. Of course, he's still got the berries here, which is not terrible, but it's not as good as Hunt. And the most important thing is, he's not going to be able to get to that heroic age that he wants to get to. Yungo, thanks for the 5 gifted subs, my friend. You are the best moderator out of all of them. And I say that with the utmost of sincerity. I do need some good moderators. Jung is one of them. Nonetheless, walls up onto the top side, slowly coming through as the spearmen are going to attempt to get through here. But this looks like the walls will be finishing. No, he doesn't manage to finish this wall as well, as yet again Firefox is just by little moments in this game managing to cause issues here as this villager distracts away. It looks like it will end up going down over onto this side. Curse gets dropped. There's still going to be enough units for the time being to actually defend this gold mine, as prosperity in lots and lots of gold to come through for Firefox, but he is in a lot of trouble here. An absolute ton of trouble. One villager goes down. Another villager almost going down there as well, as Matreus now will start to pull back. More spearmen needed, but now that the heroic gauge is in for Matreus, this unlocks a really powerful unit to deal with these spearmen, which is the Hypaspist. How do you deal with the Hypaspist in the classical age as Egyptian? Answer is not easily. Axeman, Slinger. So much gold in the bank here for Firefox. Is the plan to buy food? I think it is. He's trying to get to that next age here desperately. And he will be able to advance now. And I imagine the god of choice has to be Sobek. But life is very tricky. Does he not have an armory up? He does. He's getting watchtowers. Life is very, very tricky here for Firefox, as now he's clicking up through Sobek. It's 49 villages to 52, however, as Matreus will take over the vill count lead here as Firefox goes to the next age. But these villagers, I think they're going to need to pull off of this gold mine. as the Toxotes wander in, and they're going to start getting some nice damage in. Taking out the priest is huge because that will mean that the Nemean Lion is going to be able to come in and get some real damage done as the villagers diving into the town center. Huge damage from Matrius as these villagers will try their best to sneak the gold mine at the top of the map here. Now, does Matrius have the inkling that this is going on? This is very, very dangerous grounds here. The gold mine has been spotted. The villagers have been spotted over there. But Matrius, has he actually noticed it or not? Toxotes moving up. Hippias moving up. He's got the flag set. He has noticed these villagers will be pulling back now that he sees everything. Of course, the spearmen are in to delay if need be. But Firefox pulls back. He's going to lose a villager or two. And where to next for Firefox? Of course, Amygdala Stronghold, very important. He's going to attempt to get that there. Picking off this Monument to the Soldiers might not be a terrible idea either for Matrius, as the Amygdala Stronghold is going to be finishing here. 3 Petsukos in queue there as well. Petsukos are great, but you do need something to go along with them as the villagers move forward onto this gold mine. But look at this behind from Matrius. He's not committing fully to this gold stuff. He says, no worries. I know, and I have full faith in myself, that if I get to the Mythic Age unscathed here, I'm going to be in for a really, really good game. Petsukos gets some shots off there, but the damage is continuing to pile up onto this position. There's a fortress already up for Matrius. He's basically into the Mythic Age already. He's basically in the Mythic Age already, and Firefox is in trouble. Artemis from Matrius is a wild revelation here. This makes no sense. The idea has to be kill the Monument to the Soldiers, drop the Earthquake on the Amygdala Stronghold, and break through with Chimera. Risky. Very, very risky, because there's a lot of time here. There's a lot of time here for Firefox. His Petsukos numbers have grown. These heroes will not cut the mustard. The Polyphemus will. Chimera will. But not going Plentyvault when you have zero, or not Plentyvault, Hephaestus when you have 0 armory upgrades. That there, ladies and gentlemen, that's a decision that can be the difference between you winning a game of Age Mythology and losing a game of Age Mythology. An Earthquake onto Petsukos? I mean, I guess it does that much damage. Everyone to this side, little cheeky ceasefire gets dropped from Matrius for some reason. I don't know why. But a little bit of a calm before the storm here, it looks like. What is happening with my stuff? Give me 1 second, guys. Let me do that. There we go. That fixes everything. So now the siege works for Firefox on the way. We got ourselves all these upgrades coming through. More spearmen. There goes the Artemis for Matrius. Got some more military academies coming up. Another military academy coming up. Peltas now coming through for Matrius as well. As the Polyphemus for Matrius is going to be on the way. And so the top side here, the Firefox Rock. Just searching around for the time being, but I mean, there's a lot of catching up to do here for Firefox. The question is he going to be able to do it? On the flip side here, Matrius has not really got the timing that he wanted with this Mythic Age. What's he going to use this Earthquake on? He can't click it here. He might be able to click it on that town center. He's not going to be able to click it on this town center. He could click it on this town center. He can also use it to take out siege towers. Kind of, not really. How much damage does this do? It can barely kill off the Petsukos in there if they're in the exact center of the earthquake. I don't think it's a great answer here, to be honest. As the Petsukos will be able to snipe off all of those Peltas here. You can't make that fight. Matrius is gonna have to find a different way through here. Hitting this army head on is just not going to be working for him. Let's check out the economic upgrades. Matrius going up now to irrigation. He's still waiting on the carpenters and quarry. On the other side, irrigation. Bowsaw. Of course, Mythic Age. Pre-queued. Thoth got a choice here. That's an interesting decision as well. Doesn't really make sense to me. The reason for Thoth, 9 times out of 10, is when you're not at full pop. If you're close to full pop, we don't go Thoth because you're not going to get max value out of Valley of the Kings. Better to actually go for Son of Osiris, which works really well with a max pop army. Or Osiris. You get the Son of Osiris in. That works well with the max pop army, as well as mummies work really well with the max pop army. But Matrius, he's happily just sitting back and waiting for the time being. Is this dangerous or not? Is this going to work? Is the big question. Walls getting knocked down over onto this side. There is the siege tower to knock down the stone wall. I'd love to see Matrius getting a butt ton of walls up onto this left side and getting ready to defend. Peltasts swinging around onto this side. Of course, there's also this very real and scary threat of camel riders just charging into the main base and starting to just ravage this main base. Of which Matrius doesn't have the best of counters to. Chimera, kind of. Hippias, not really. Prodromus, yes, but champion archers are in. As the siege towers will roll towards the decimation of this fortress as the blue army needs to quickly move over onto this side. But just look at the terrifying army that Firefox has made here. The Chariot Archer Petsukos to deal with the Peltast. Over onto this side, though. Atalanta coming through. You don't want those Petsukos on the front as the fortress dies. Pulling back here. There goes the Nemean Lion stun as 2 Petsukos do end up falling. He turns around to get more damage fighting behind a wooden wall. That's an impossible position for Matrius to break through as Thoth has now been clicked up. Can Matrius manage this fight is the big question. He's got tons of resources in the bank. Chariot Archer numbers. They've got to take down a 1015 HP, 49% Pierce Armor Polyphemus to allow these Petsabek to really get the damage done. As a Chimera does end up going down over onto this side, the Polyphemus will end up falling, but the military for Firefox is just not staying up there. Matrius is so far in front. He's now getting full bronze that he's able to break through this seemingly near impenetrable position. And Firefox is in a real difficult spot. That being said, one good meteor could be enough here for him to survive and continue in this game. There is also an earthquake, however. And remember what we were talking about. Pick off this monument to the soldiers, take out this position, town center dies, happy days. There's also this Migdol over here that's going to go down instantly to an earthquake as well. As look at Matrius's army. It's pure Peltast. Firefox needs elephant. And he needs elephant yesterday. But he doesn't have the economy for it. He needs like 40 farms. Nonetheless, the Chariot Archers will die to these Peltast. But Firefox does have the answer to the Peltast in a Thoth, in a Meteor. As there goes the earthquake onto this bottom side. We'll take out that town center. No meteor in sight just yet from our main man, Firefox. The Peltas is splitting up. Meteor now gets dropped down on top of those Peltas. Some Peltas up to the top going to be running away as Matrius attempting the split of his life here. And Matrius, after the meteor finishes, will be standing strong at 4.5k military resources up onto the top side. The Polyphemus plus the Heliopolis to take out this position there. The Phoenix, at the very least, will take out the Peltas. But look at this Polyphemus with a big stone. Chucks that at the Phoenix, and that is the game there as Firefox not able to make it happen, taking too much damage early on. Not reading the situation on the second town center grab on this food. Fell too far behind, and Matrius, I mean, he almost threw to some degree. But the fact of the matter is, he put the walls up. And this meant that Firefox, he was slowed down. And that allowed Matrius all the time in the world to get himself where he wanted to go. Really, really vintage Matrius play here. And Firefox will have to go back to the drawing board with his Isis to take out the Matrius Poseidon from here on in. If you guys enjoy the game, make sure to follow on Twitch. If you're on YouTube, hit that subscribe button, and I'll see you guys in the next game. How's everyone going? It's nice to see you all here. It's been a hot minute since I've seen you fantastic people. I can get some water in me. Non-middle of the night stream. I know, right? What a time to be alive. Okay. We have to watch. We don't have another choice. We have to watch this game. It's been a while since we've really got in and watched the ladder. But this is a game to watch. Let me before we watch it, let me quickly. I'm feeling just like the tiniest little bit. I'm finding myself just the tiniest little bit hungry, so I'm gonna get a muesli bar and then we're gonna watch this game. All right, I got me my muesli bar. It is a Carmen's iced coffee protein bar. This is going to get me through to the end of the stream. So this is the last one. Let me eat it though. Yum. I know, it is crazy. I saw it in the supermarket today and I said, I need to have it. Teach me the ways of the Aranos. Basically, just abuse sky passages. The more sky passages you build with Aranos, the better. Right, more walls. More. Ah. What is Keto doing? Is Keto doing what I think he's doing? I love what Firefox is doing, by the way. Can we just give Firefox a hand? For at least trying it? All right. I don't know what I'm watching, so we're gonna cast it. But I don't know what I'm watching. Guys, look at the side of the screen. Look at it. Sunday, show matches. This Sunday. Tell your mum. Tell your nan. Tell your best friend. Tell the people you hate that it's on. Because, like, if you think it's going to be shit, like, tell the people you hate so they can come and have a shit time watching it. I don't mind. I'll take anyone. Alrighty. So, the walls here are up for Firefox, and they are incredible. I love this. This is not, however, incredible. You do not want to lose your Pioneer. He does manage to get back to the base with the arrows of the Alpha, and then he can start slowly doing damage onto the Warrior Priest. And all of a sudden, Mr. Keto, Severo Jones Bones, loses out on the Blood Pact usage here. Don't tell Cluminati's mum spare. Look, I don't want to create any drama, but I heard on the grapevine that Soup is out for revenge. And Illuminati can expect a good spanking. That's what I heard. I don't want to create any drama, but I did hear that there's going to be some spanking going on. I don't know why I'm using that word in particular, but just so you know, that's, yeah. Town centers for both players going up. Firefox and Keto will both have town centers, both with nothing on them, which is fantastic because this is how the game is going to go. We do see that Pate Kettle is going to be able to at least use the Agave Bloom over on this side in order to have some food on this town center. You can get a pretty quick heroic agent. I would go out on a limb and say the correct play here for our man Keto Severo Jones Bones Malone, the 22nd, is, as a little bit of damage comes down, but loses that dude Reno. The best play here would be to go for the Armadillo line. One, allows you to break through the walls easily with the Armadillo. Two, you didn't use the Blood Pact early, so you got a really, really nice usage of it in the Heroic Age. And three, if this game does end up going the long way, then you get this incredible technology. So we're not seeing it from Keto, so I think he's just being a little bit, not really thinking it through. You get this incredible technology here inside of our Armadillo lady, of Codely, Kotliku. You get this technology, which is an amazing late game technology with the plus 10% damage there for all human soldiers. Also, once you get the burning pitch for your archers, now we're actually able to take down buildings quite nicely as well. And there's another unit that really enjoys that technology. Now, I've been seeing people complaining about it just a little bit. Now, I personally think the stats are quite close to being correct. I think it's a little too expensive. But the Atonton Smasher, with this technology, where is it? I'm gonna show it to you one more time. The Atonton Smasher, with this technology, becomes the best siege myth unit in the game. Not myth unit, the best siege unit in the game. I don't know why I said myth unit. The best siege unit in the game. So there's that. We'll see how it's going to go. But he's also not going for that one. He's going for its Papalotl for the Obsidian Butterflies, which, if Firefox plays this really well, those butterflies will not really do anything. He's already got the walls up, so that's fantastic. He could also go for stone walls already if he wants to. He's sending villagers forward to repair the wooden wall over here, but he could sneak through and wall this off and wall this off as well as an idea. Thank you, Neymar, for the kind words. As we have got the Gormang heroic age going to come down, and both players have just decided, you know what, we're going to just boom, and that's fine. I like a good boom. But I like what I'm seeing from both players more than a good boom. Not only are they booming, but they're also covering every single potential weakness they can. Why is this important? Well, what Firefox can do in the Heroic Age is he gets access to the White Horse Cavalry, an incredibly powerful raider. What's the White Horse Cavalry terrible against? Spearmen. But does the White Horse Cavalry care about spearmen? Not really, you can just run away from them. But if there's walls there, then all of a sudden the spearmen are going to be able to be there to defend, and you're all good. So that's the story. Up onto the top side, a little bit of a gold mine going to get grabbed. Over onto this side, the chemo walls. We haven't seen chemo around for quite some time, but the chemo walls do live very, very much on in his memory. As is Papalotl. He's now on the way. Up onto the top. A war hut going to be coming through. There's a lot of military buildings getting dropped for Keto. I think one of the really, really big advantages of playing as the Aztecs over playing as some of the other civs is that the majority of your powerful, like the majority of your units are coming from non-fortress units. Of course, the Jaguar Rider and the Sean one both come from the fortress or the Great Temple, but you don't really need them. As opposed to, say, Norse that needs the Huskarl in a lot of his games, or Egyptian that needs the Chariot Archer in a lot of her games, or their games, or the Camel Rider, right? You don't really need it. But it's also nice. It's also very strong. That's kind of a nice thing about playing the Aztecs. So the farm's now going to start coming through for Firefox. And the fast mythic here for Keto looks like it's queued up. Now, I like this play. I think that this is something that, to be honest, I don't expect to happen very often. I don't expect the fast mythic from the Aztecs very often. I don't think it's like weak by any stretch of the imagination. I just don't think that it's easy to defend yourself. Now, in this position, both players are playing hyper defensive, so a fast mythic from both players is going to be coming in as the Obsidian Butterfly are going to be trying to break through this wooden wall. It's almost going down. Firefox, wake up, my friend. Hello? Oh, God. Hello? Firefox? Foxify? Uh-oh. Well, at least the Quafu don't die instantly to the Obsidian Butterfly. So they dive into the tower, but the problem is that this Obsidian Butterfly is going to be looking for things to kill. And it also has Blood Pact. So any villagers out in the middle of nowhere are going to be really struggling. Run this way, wall. Wall. Trust me. Trust me on the wall. You want to get that wall up. Wall here. Wall here. And then this Obsidian Butterfly is trapped. Wall. Please. Please, wall. Please. Firefox. Alright, it's fine. At least wall over here, please. Anyways, over onto this side, the Obsidian Butterfly has been caught. Takes a couple of smacks there as she is on fire. And because she's a grass type as a butterfly, fire does bonus damage. Or a bug type? She's a bug type. Bug also takes bonus damage versus fire. So that's that. Over onto this side, we got some houses coming up for Firefox. He wants to move in and put the ballet over onto this side. With Slylock coming through, there is this technology inside of it, which I think is called Tlaloc Kes? Anyways, it's going to be a huge power spike here for our Witzel Pochli. A huge power spike to come through. Over onto this side, the sack onto the Great Temple. We've also got the hero coming through as well. Look at the military for our main man Keto. He gets the owl. He gets one obsidian butterfly. He's got one Titsamiddle. He's got one Ayotochli and 3 of these bad boys. Now, these guys are terrifying. He's got everything he wants and more. The power spike is in. Can Firefox deal with it, though? As the Pillar of Tlalocan does come through, that's going to be a little bits of damage in onto this position. Doesn't really do a whole lot here, but it's going to be a point of attack for Keto, and he's going to be very happy to sit onto this position here. There is also going to be access to some very powerful god powers for Firefox to defend as the Tao Wu gets grabbed, stunned, taken down. We've also got the Blood Pact coming through there as the Atochli on the way. He drops himself the forest protection. That can't be right. Here, Myth units onto the backside, charging in to take those down. As the town center does end up going down there, as Najar desperately trying to take out the Atochli here. Probably can ignore that one. He will be able to take out the Ayotziddle over here. We've also got Yang Xian just saying, you know what, you guys are going to be fine. Let me just hang out for a little bit as Keto will pull up to the top side. He's now slowly starting to get himself some champion tigers in. But this here is brutal. As Keto, he has got so much stuff at the moment. This is absolutely brutal. Firefox has got nothing in the bank in an incredibly difficult position. He also didn't grab the Peach Blossom Spring. And where to next for Keto? I don't see him able to really hold on here any longer, but he's going to be attempting to. He does have enough villagers to continue. There's a big fat wall of pain that he has to deal with. And I mean, it's technically this thing as well, but so, yeah, he's got to deal with the myth units as well. Can he make it happen is the big question. I guess the really big pain point is the fact that he's got no food. If he pulls these villagers around and can get onto the Peach Blossom Spring and at least eat that, he should be good. This guy is a menace. Look at him go. What a menace of a unit. He's going to be able to take out the Sentry Tower. I wouldn't be surprised to see Keto do something as crazy as sending 10 villagers forward to eat the Peach Blossom Spring himself. We're onto the corner of the map, just searching with his Eagle Warriors for things to take out. A Machine Workshop up for Firefox. He's going to be desperately trying to just bring himself back into this game, but I don't see that happening here. Keto is in has an overwhelming advantage here. Now Firefox going to attempt the unattemptable, as he does see that there's a great temple on this side. Not going to be able to go up and grab that gold mine. He's got 2 Kwafu on that bottom side, getting him gold. Another great temple coming through for Keto as well. Funnily enough, Keto still was able to get the armadillo, even though he didn't go the right age, because he's got that sacrifice in the Great Temple. Up onto the top side, the spearmen are in. The Kwafu are going down. The gold income has been thwarted. And I think this game is going to chalk up to be a victory for Keto Severo Jones Bones Malone in the 2-town center situation. Now, I want to go out on a limb and say, if Firefox had just grabbed this, built his heroes, I reckon he would have been okay here. I reckon he would have held. If he didn't waste the forest protection when he saw the armadillo coming in, I think he would have been fine. But this power spike is very nasty. Very, very powerful. You can actually see the resources just jump up as well as Keto hits the Mythic Age. Perhaps the better play here for Firefox would be to try and keep the game in the Heroic Age by maybe putting some pressure on, go 2TC, put some pressure on in the Classical Age. Of course, you got the walls, so you're good to go. Maybe not, you got Vanish, so you can then run away from the Obsidian Butterfly where it's there, but like putting pressure on, forcing some units out might be the better way to go. I don't know. But now he sees it. It's a strong strat from Keto. If you guys enjoyed, make sure you hit the follow on the Twitch. If you're on the YouTube, hit that subscribe button, and I'll see you guys in the next game. Thanks, Jay Free. It is a nice hat. I like this hat. Thanks, May Shadowfax. All right, let's see if there's even more games going. Unfortunately, I'm not seeing them at the moment. Let's see if we can find some fun games. What about this one? That kind of looks like fun. Watching some Tunison games potentially. Or we could just watch another Keto game. This looks like fun. Keto, the big abuser. If we watch Keto play, then people will get better at beating Keto. And then Keto then has to level up to then beat the people who are getting better to beat Keto. See, really, I'm just doing Keto a solid here by improving his opponent's ability to kill Keto. Which means he has to keep getting better. Right? Look at Pegasus Rush. What's happening, man? Me, when I tried to do a strategy and people blindly counter because Boit casts it. Well, your strategies are just bad, Pegasus. Because you don't want to do a strategy that if somebody, like, you know, knows it's coming, can beat it. You want to do a strategy that is just good overall, see? So I'm just doing you some solids. I'm helping you get better. See? It's like, you're like level up, right? Like, oh, that strategy's got these weaknesses. Great, now I can improve on it and cover those weaknesses. Rather than getting surprised 6 months down the road where your strategy that you thought was uncounterable actually is counterable. Anyways, another day, another you, another me. In the top of the map, playing as... Actually, yeah, no. Do we do this? Let's do this one, all right. What is going on, everyone? My name's Boit, your name's not, and this is Mau Mau in the top of the map, also known as Brown Cow, the Tunison Maestro. He's going to be playing some Tsukiyomi for us in this auspicious of occasions. His opponent today in the red color, coming in at 175 pounds of pure brain. I don't want to play versus him, but some other people are trying to break him at the moment. His name is Keto Sever Jones Bones Malone. And he's going to be playing Huitzilopochtli. The disgusting, the dominating, the most powerful. Yeah, Huitzilopochtli right now does feel to me like the strongest of the Aztecs. I kind of felt like it was going to be Ketz, but I think all the power points here for Wits do point to him being very, very powerful. That doesn't necessarily mean the other Aztec gods are bad or anything. It's just that this god is just really, really strong. And Keto has been piloting them at a very high level. So we'll see what he's going to be able to come up with in this game. Meanwhile, Dunison. He's playing Tsukiyomi. Now, Tsukiyomi does have some nice ideas here against the Huitzilopochtli menace. For example, using New Moon on the watchtowers or something that can help keep yourself going. Putting some walls up and all that other stuff can be very nice too. Giving your villages nice and close to your town center is going to be something that's super important versus Huitzilopochtli early on as well. But we'll see what's going to happen here as Part to Kettle is going to be coming through. And we see the warrior priests coming out. And the game continues. Pre-drag in the chat. I was asking you how you are. You don't ask me. This is different. Like we don't have that relationship. You have to tell me how you are because I asked. You don't skip that. Actually, you kind of do though. Did you guys know that in Australia, when we say hi or g'day, we actually sometimes, instead of saying g'day, we say how you going? We don't actually expect you to tell us how you're actually going. We just say how you going. And then the correct response to how you going, mate, is, oh yeah, not bad, how you going? And then you start the conversation. That's the way that it goes. So when I say what's going on, everyone, that's really me. It's just saying g'day. Yeah, how you going, mate? No, not bad, not bad. Yeah, how about you? Yeah, not bad. Oh yeah, all right. Have a good one. That's how it goes. That's the way the Australian lingo goes. As we do see the blood pack coming in from our keto abusing Keto Meister, but using the blood pack at this point, if you don't actually get any Vil picks, oop, he was going to get one. That's kind of big. If you don't get any Vil picks, doesn't end up being that big of a deal. But of course, we are seeing a little bit of Kitsune shenanigans here. Walls are coming up. Stable's going to be coming through. And Hachiman is going to be coming through for Mao Mao. Funnily enough, to bring this full circle, oftentimes when... I only know this in Japanese. I think it's probably going to be similar for every language. Oftentimes, like a textbook is going to teach you "O genki desu ka?" mitaina. They're going to say "O genki desu ka?" kind of thing, right? As like a greeting. It's not a greeting. Nobody says that. It's something you say like if you haven't seen someone in a really long time, basically. Like you actually are asking how they are. It's not a greeting. Stop saying it, you weebs. Anyways, a couple of the old Naginata riders coming out as Mao Mao says, Brown Cow, let's go. Can he get across the map and get some damage? Is the big question. As the Kitsune comes in, distracting the priest away. There is the terrifying rabbit there as well. As there goes the agave bloom. And these villagers say, we do not care. Little bits of damage to come down. Will be bringing tiny bits of that agave bloom away from actual food situations. So it's not a terrible thing to take somewhat of a fight. So you don't lose anything. It's perfectly fine and reasonable to do this. This one does end up falling, and now Mao Mao Tunison will be pulling back. Meanwhile, Kalpuli is going to be coming down. And the next stage here for Keto is to really sort his base out, because Tunison's one and only play at the moment is to raid Keto into the ground or bust. He needs to get raided into the ground or life is going to be very, very tough. So what Keto can start working towards is walling this bottom side off. If you can get this gold mine secured somehow, some way, it's going to be a very, very difficult game for Tunison. If you can't, Tunison's going to have a field day with Keto. Now we see the watchtowers coming through. Now, the other thing that I'm finding interesting here is we have seen the Mikos coming out. Now, these are multi-purposed. Purpose number 1, healing. Purpose number 2 is favor. Now, the question I've got as Tunison is going to be trying to get through Hachiman is Tunison going to be going for the Tengu? Lots of people saying to me, the Aztecs, not so good. Not so good versus myth units, as one villager does end up getting picked. Like I said, this is really important for Tunison to keep this game competitive. If he doesn't get these vill picks, life's going to be tough. Does come in, almost loses the Naginata rider, gets out of there. Nice play from Tunison. As some markets, war huts coming up as well. He's got himself the Kalpuli lumber outpost there, so that's a little bit of bonus damage onto this position, and Tunison will have to pull back. But so far, so good for Keto. He's only losing one villager thus far. He's got to be happy about that. He can start working towards a handful of spearmen as well. But these villagers over here, they are out in the open, and wow, good reaction from Keto. You'd expect to see that, though, from someone of his caliber, to be that quickly reacting to these raids. As finishing up the agave bloom for a little bit of food is going to be nice, and that those war huts going up on the back there. Another technology here that is not terrible at this position for Keto is to actually go for this one here. Magume, I think, or something like that. Magui. Cultivations or whatever, and then you can start putting farms down for just a little bit of extra food. It's quite a nice way to go. Do I reckon we're ever going to see the Celts as a civ? I think we are going to be seeing every civ possibly imaginable at some point. Whether it's going to be an official civ or not, I don't know. But we have an amazing modder who's working on this stuff called A Proper Gentleman. That mod exists already. He's put out the Romans, I believe, already, and I know he's working on other stuff. So, yeah, we're going to see everything at some point. Anyways, we got the tower getting sniped. The Tengu coming through. There are 3 Miko only. I kind of feel like if Tunison went up to like 5 or 6 Tengu here, and then he started going into, Miko here, then started going into the Tengu, I think he would be I think Keto might be in for a little bit of a tricky spot here. I don't know. Maybe it wouldn't be that. Maybe he'd be completely fine. He's going up through its Papalotl, of which does have those obsidian butterflies, and Tunison has not protected himself yet. This is the hard part, and I think this is going to be something that really makes one town center play versus the 2 town center Wits of the Potchly really, really tough, because you don't want to spend the time walling. You want to be maximizing income so that you can destroy your opponent, but at this point, for Tunison, he doesn't have a choice. He's got to get walls up, otherwise his base and his villages will get ravaged, I should say, by the obsidian butterfly. As the army charges in over here, trying to take villages out slowly. I mean, the other alternative is he just sacks villages and it's fine. As 2 obsidian butterflies coming through, he needs to get the tech. That's way more important than multiple obsidian butterflies. Super, super strong. Onto the bottom side now. Great temple to come up. Very smart from Keto. Bit of a distraction. with everything else going on, but he gets his great temple up, he gets onto his gold mine, he secures the rocks, and he's going to be getting himself these walls as well. Living the dream. Oh. Blood pact onto the obsidian butterfly like that? That's a question mark move, because you only get off 1, maybe 2 specials. Max. Is this obsidian butterfly getting chased down by the daimyo? If you get, actually true, if you get yourself 2 kitsune to wander around with your daimyo, you can actually prevent these butterfly raids. That's true. The butterflies don't work versus Tsukiyomi, because these guys are going to move fast enough to take him out. Big brain, whoever thought about that. Yeah, it could have been you guys in Twitch chat. It also could have been you guys in YouTube chat, but it wasn't. It was someone else. Someone else came up with that idea. In fact, the Shogun is actually fast enough to take out the obsidian butterflies by himself. So you don't have to worry about it. You just have to be ready to deal with it. All right. Enough of that, as on the defense here, Slylock is going to be coming through for Kido. As Tunison looks like he is saving up for a secondary new moon, which I hate that usage, but that's what he's going to go for. Move on to this side and attempt to play a little bit of cat and mouse as the... So annoying. So annoying. Can he kill it? No, he doesn't get it. He gets back with 5 HP. The moves. Faker, what was that? How does it feel to be compared with one of the greatest esports figures of our lifetime? All right. Town Center now coming up for Tunison. He's behind on villages. He's behind in this game without a doubt in my mind. As the Tengu dives across, we will see a couple of villages into the Great Temple over onto this side. Village is going to be getting pulled back and around. And there goes that secondary new moon onto the armory upgrades. Like I said, I don't like the usage, but it is what it is. Would much rather see him having 5 Tengu out than not having 5 Tengu out and just buying the armor upgrades himself. But anyways, one villager goes down over here as Tunison is trying his best to get any semblance of damage done onto Kido's shenanigans here. But Kido, he has completely survived. Generally speaking, when the 2TC player gets off a Mythic Age without being behind on villages, life is real tough. That being said, Watatsumi is going to be coming through for Kido. No, not for Kido, for Tunison. And that might be enough. Maybe. Maybe it might be enough. We'll have to wait and see. I don't know. But nonetheless, one thing here that we are seeing out of our main man, Kido, is that he's got 8 spearmen. They are unupgraded. The whole purpose of these spearmen is put into the Great Temple. Kido is going to be sacrificing to the gods 15 spearmen, potentially a couple of these Eagle Warriors as well, for a lot of myth unit. And then he's also going to be getting himself... he's going to be going for this one as well. He's also going to be getting himself the superhero in the Warrior Priest, as all the walls across the map, the Great Wall of Japan coming across the map here, as the myth units he gets ends up being 2. This is the same as last time. Maybe this is just what you get. 2 of the Ahuizotls, 2 of the Tunkuluchus, and an Obsidian Butterfly, a Tsitsimiddle, and a Yotochli, as the incarnate hero pops out and is going to be looking for the big damage coming up. Now, the big problem here for Kido is that this power spike is going to get shut down very hard by a Tempest. On the backside here, Tunison now sees what's coming for him. He sees the myth units. He's got to be thinking, I need heroes. Do you go in for Onnamusha? Do you go in for more not Shogun, but more Daimyo? Those are the questions. As little bits of damage coming, we are seeing the Jaguar Riders diving in onto this position as Tunison is really trying to hold out on this one. Is the army going to be coming over onto this side? There goes the Atochli in as the Blood Pact going to be coming through. Using the Shinigami maybe onto this one could be an idea, but this town center will, without question, end up dying there as all of these units onto this side end up falling. And picking off a town center is nice. A couple of villages going down here from the Super Incarnate. This guy is a absolute menace of a unit as he comes up to the top. He shouldn't be super strong by himself, though. That's the problem. If you send over a whole bunch of those Naginata riders, he should be able to deal with this bad boy as he's dying here now to the castle. And it looks like Tunison, for the most part here, is held. He's still got himself Tempest as well, so holding on to that for a perfect cast. As the hero on the back, down to 40 health, he sees some more villagers and he says, "Hello there, villagers," as they will all end up dying with a 29 HP remaining there on this guy. What does this guy do? I didn't even realize he had a special ability. That's wild. As the rat dudes with the hand, they're coming out, but on the back here, the Onmyoji to pop out. That's going to be a little bit of pain there for those bad boys, so they've got to pull back. But all of the damage in. Let's got that Pillar of Tlocan over onto this town center, causing problems there too. As a castle coming up, and I'm sure some siege to come through there shortly. Man, just 36 villages for Tunis. It is brutal. He just did not manage to survive this power spike. And of course, now there's 190 population for Keto, and Keto can now look for another town center here. He's just getting it with one villager because why not? You can go for this town center as well if he likes. Why are these guys looking like this? As over onto this side, we do have the... Wow, he shoots and he misses. I have honestly never seen... Okay, never mind. All the units died. I was about to say, I've never seen this God Power do less damage. It's the tech? Wait, which tech? Oh. Wait, which tech? It's not in the thing. Wait, oh, they're just gathering. They gather at 1.3 food per second. Okay, it's that tech. There you go. Absolutely wild. Absolutely wild. Nonetheless, the Eagle Warrior is getting taken out here. Building Yumi Horse Archer into Eagle Warrior is a wild idea from Tunison. Now, if he went for Orkuni Nushi here instead of what he's done, then he would have had Divine Prefecture and he probably could have actually caught up on the village account. But he went through Tempest. He killed some units, but they're going to get replaced really quickly. And I think Keto is going to just have an overwhelming advantage in this game.
Needs talk.
The Shawn ones are going to be scratching away at this wall, breaking that down. And over onto this side, the Jaguar Riders to come through. These guys are very scary. We've got the Swampland getting dropped down onto the back there. Oh, it's Purge. That Purge won't do all too much damage. It only picks off the Onmyoji. He clicks on those. Of course, he wanted to kill them off, but picking off 3 Onmyoji with that power isn't so bad. But nonetheless, the walls get broken and Kido can walk in and grab this town center next. As the villagers get spotted over here, poking those down. Champion Eagle Warriors are an incredible answer to the Yumi Horse Archer. And of course now upgrades also going to be coming through. That's the Naginata Riders. Dealing with a bunch of this backside stuff. Move on to this side. The axolotl comes in. Tiny bits of damage. To this front side, the town center coming up for Kido. Over here, we've got the villagers getting pulled back. And the Naginata Riders coming in. I mean, Tunison is fighting well, but I'm not really sure what the plan is going to be here for him. I don't see how he gets out of this position. Also, 4 jars coming through as well. We'll start making these great temples give him some population. I think this technology is not quite working correctly in that it doesn't check for how many temples you have up and then give you pop. It'll give you pop on the next temples you build or great temples you build. Anyways. Wall goes down. Castle on the way here for Mau Mau. Yeah, fighting back from this position is going to be super challenging. This is 310 HP champion Jaguar Rider. This thing is insanely strong. Of course, Yeti Spearman is a perfectly reasonable unit to be building against them. The castle is up. And Kido is going to be moving up to 240 population plus soon. Is he missing a house or something? No. He's got 7 of these great temples. Oh, no. No, all the great temples are working. I don't know. Maybe this does work. Maybe there's 4 jars. Someone said that it was bugged, but I think it's working. He's got 7 of them. Is he building one? I think he's building one. Yeah, it's working 110%. Happy days. Yeah, just crazy position now for Kido. And what can Tunison do next? Little cheeky raids here. Oh, Jaguar Rider raids late game are hilarious. Look at these bad boys coming in. Dead villagers here diving in. He's got jump. He's got stealth. What more can you want? Into the front here, though, the Eagle Warriors do get surrounded by a whole bunch of Naginata Riders. And Kido will have to pull back, but onto the backside, though, the Naginata Riders come through, and the Shinigami is in for some nice defensive pressure there, as these Eagle Warriors will just sit here behind the town center, behind the Great Temple, doing what they can. Look at that queue of champion. Oh, I want to keep seeing them. The Tunison knows how far behind he is in this game and that he's just not going to be able to bring it back. And our main man, Kido Severo Jones Bones, paves the way. This is going to be a strategy to beat for sure in terms of the defense. What do you do here? Now, I would have liked to see Tengu from Tunison rather than the new moon onto the upgrades. Tengu would have been really fun to see because he would have been able to get in and raid. And then I would have liked to see Okuninushi rather than going for the Dragon Typhoon idea to keep himself afloat, because then Divine Prefecture and then he's good to go. Anyways, if you guys enjoyed this one, make sure you hit the follow on the Twitch. If you're on YouTube, hit that subscribe button, and I will see you guys in the next game. Pre-drag is going to have lunch. All right, man. I'll see you after lunch. Is Recon playing? Hell yeah. I love watching Recon play. One pop per temple doesn't seem that crazy. It doesn't seem that crazy when you compare it to 5 pop per farm. Do you know what I mean? I need to grab some water. I'll be right back. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, assorted members of the jury, the Age of Mythology community presents, in the left-hand corner of the map, 3-time winner? No, 3-time runner-up, 4-time runner-up. I don't know how many times he's been runner-up, but he's been one of the most consistent to come second in Age of Mythology Retold S-tier events. Second or third, basically every single tournament he's joined. He has had that first place eluded him for a very long time. In the left-hand corner of the map, it is Tag's very own Recon, and he is going to be playing as Tezcatlipoca. In the right-hand corner of the map, playing as Zeus, it is the ladder demon himself, Firefox. I'm pretty excited to watch Recon here, because Recon, he is a chef in his own right. Yes, he trains with the Mister, but the strategies that Recon comes up with, they are very, very unique. They have got their own flair to them, flavor to them, etc. Now, let me talk you through what I reckon about this god. Seeing as Keto's asking the question, I may as well answer him. Tezcatlipoca, you want to get to the heroic age, but you don't want to build heroic age myth units. You want to be building the laser boys. You want to be building the laser boys, and that's it. So, laser boys plus a whole bunch of other Deuterinos. You know? More laser boys, the better. Those units are insanely strong. I've been seeing people saying that they're not good. They are the most bang for your buck HP in the game. Plus, they're doing decent damage. So they're a really, really strong unit to have in your army. And then, of course, they turn into either armadillos in the heroic age, or in the mythic age, they turn into soul guides for the moment. But when Tezcatlipoca does get bug fixed, I think you will get obsidian butterflies. You will get Titsamiddles. You'll get it all. It's all going to happen. But we are on the map Obsidian Ridge, and this is going to be some fun. This is going to be some fun as the Minotaur wanders forward, smacking away at the Warrior Priest from Recon. Recon's going to be looking for any amount of early game damage he possibly can. However, there is Bolt available. So turning a Warrior Priest into a Tejipla does not seem like the best of ideas. In fact, bolting that Heracles seems like the absolute best of ideas, as this Minotaur is caught out and he's going to have to move all the way back home in the main base here for Firefox. I'm not seeing any real buildings coming down. However, the main base does have one villager going down. Gets sacrificed there for the favor. Bolt comes down, or no, Obsidian Mirror comes down to steal the bolt away, but it's going to be 55 favor. Probably not going to see that happen again. As over onto this side, the 1 HP Warrior Priest is in. You have to bolt that. Immediate bolt coming down, and Recon is going to bail. You don't want to lose this bad boy. Actually, you can lose him. It's not the worst thing in the world to lose him in the Classical Age, as long as you don't lose 2 in the Classical Age. Because you don't care about getting... You don't want to get a bunny, and you don't want to get a snake. Getting another tower isn't the end of the world. But nonetheless, Heracles, he's now got himself some HP to come back in the main base. We are seeing Firefox very, very certain that he wants to go for a town center, which I don't mind it, but I just kind of wish he would just build a military barracks and then build himself somewhat of a defense, because he's about to be under immense pressure from Tajipla coming in here. As he pulls back underneath the town center, little bits of damage to come through as the Heracles taking big amounts of damage there. As this Tajipla dives through, got the tower coming in as well. I don't believe he's using the tower upgrade though. You have to use the special ability, and then that plants the tower there so that it doesn't die. Or it doesn't not die. It does more damage, it gets more range and all the other good stuff as the Tajipla does die. And it looks like Firefox survives for the time being without losing any villagers. So big advantage now cooking for Firefox with that, as the other Warrior Priest going to sneak around to the top, and I imagine he's going to look for another Tajipla to charge in and look for some damage. Now, the good thing here for Firefox is I think he can just defend this by just attacking it. I don't think it's a bad idea to trade like a Hoplite, a Jason, and a Heracles worth of actual fighting in these sorts of situations. I just don't, like, yes, it's going to die eventually anyways, but you'd rather have your villagers all gathering than anything else. There's the Minotaur over onto this side. That one's going to be pulling back. Over onto this side. Villager pulls back. Tajipla dies. And so far, so good for our main man, Firefox. Recon going to come up here. Now starting to put some walls down, as he's also making some archers. A little bit interested in which way he's going to go with this. Because, well, the hard part here for Recon playing a one-town center plan is he doesn't have any building killing. You can easily get a gold staff on an open map. That is without doubt the case. But on a closed map like Obsidian Ridge, I think it's going to be tough to break through the Firefox defenses here. I haven't seen the Shenik. No, I don't buy it. I don't think this is very good. Yeah, this technology here. I mean, vulnerability to hack, boosting that is kind of huge. But the actual spike trap thing, I don't think it's very good. I'd much rather and they're never going to change it, but maybe the tech is good enough without the spike traps once you get enough of them. But I think I'd just rather get more boys in, because I want them to die. Funnily enough, I actually want them to die so that I can then upgrade them into heroic age myth units. Two towers getting some value and then turning into a heroic age myth unit is like, that's kind of peak. That's what I want. The trap's actually worth it. Sorta. Anyways, I don't really have a great answer for that, but Firefox over here, he is playing a game of I do not want to be defending myself. Restoration! Are you kidding me? He better get all these villagers back home alive. One villager down. Two, there's no way that's worth it. Over onto this side as well. The Heracles is going after villagers here too. He pulls back into his main base, but he's got no answer for the Tequila archers for the time being. Hoplites aren't going to be able to be... Oh, nice jukes. As Firefox gets back into his town center here, but pushed off of this gold mine. Firefox, you naughty, naughty dog. You naughty, naughty dog. Over on this side, the Kimchi Spy going to be having just a little bit of a look here. He drops a smoke trap here, and then he wanders over onto this position. But 3 town centers for Firefox here. Literally just says exactly what I've been saying. What is Recon going to be able to do with Tezcatlipoca to actually do damage? Grab watchtowers. Pull these villagers back. A wall across here. Maybe just putting a tower down onto this side as well. And then all of a sudden, Recon's life is very, very tough. The Kimchi Spy does see... I'm going to keep calling this. I don't even care. The Kimchi Spy does see the 3rd town center, and Recon has to be going, oh crap, what do I do? He's going to be going up for the tits and middles. So Starfall is going to be available, which means 4 tits and middles to come through. Now, funnily enough, I'm saying, what does Tezcatlipoca have to kill off these town centers and actually break this and actually do damage? Funnily enough, the answer, as these villagers over here having some issues, the answer is actually just building Myth Unit, have them die, but don't lose the Obsidian Shards. That's funnily enough a temple on the front. My main man, Recon, is absolutely insane. Firefox, on the other hand, he's housed. He's got to get himself sorted out. And to the top side, this hoplite is slowly going to take down a market. He's going to be there for a while. As the Tequila archers push off the gold mine, the villagers will pop back over there. I'd love to see a wall of sorts for Firefox as the heroic age is in, and a great temple with no cares in the world going to come up and completely restrict these villagers from getting out of here. They will inevitably all die. I don't see how Firefox breaks through this. He's forced to take a fight. Recon has found the way. The villagers are going to dash in here, try and shank down the Great Hall. He doesn't have himself any real upgrades. We do have the Starfall now dropping down. The villagers are going to take a bunch of damage, but the Great Hall does get denied as the villagers will bail right through the middle and say, let me out of here. How many can he get out of this one to keep themselves going? There's a lot of low HP villages. He drops 10 villages in an instant as the tits and middles getting all that damage done. He dives into the town center. The game to continue along, but Recon is making it work. Great temple coming up yet again. The Minotaur going down, and Firefox is in trouble. Has an Obsidian Shard dropped? Answer no. Not a single myth unit has been dropped here. Firefox is back up onto the food. He's over onto this gold mine. He's got to get himself his heroes out. He's got 800 gold in the bank, but not much food. Villagers going down. And I guess I have to eat my hat because these Tequila archers are making this whole thing work. I'm not going to eat my hat. I like my hat too much. It's not going to happen. Not going to happen. And Firefox taps out as Recon, in all of his madness, dominates. Now, I want to go out on a limb and say Firefox was a madman here and probably could have got away with a 2 town center fast strike, but instead decided the 3 town center. It didn't work. That's the game there. What a game from Recon. I like the strat. I would have loved to see walls coming up from Firefox, though, because guess what? The archers are fast. They can't beat a wall. The wall is a much, much more powerful thing than these archers. Also, watchtowers. But also, he went for a town center instead. Would have been an interesting thing to see this situation fold 2 town centers versus 1 town center. But nonetheless, I will play a game from Recon. Tez Catlapoca is here, and he is ready for a lot of that damage. If you guys enjoy this one, make sure you hit the follow on the Twitch. If you're on the YouTube, hit that subscribe button, and I will see you guys in the next game. Alrighty, we've had some really fun games tonight. This has been an awesome situation to be a part of. Who's next? Who's next on the chopping block, you ask? I want to see more games. Give me more games. Aztec, Aussie, Devil. Am I half Greek? I am half Greek. How did you know? How did you know? You need to see how the Aztecs deal with Heimdall. Because that's all Devil does. We can kind of watch. We could watch that one if you like. Sure. Why not? It's the worst that can happen. Have to wait a little bit though. How did I pick those 1100 players? What do you mean? Oh, you played a 2v1, but no, I don't want to watch that. That's funny though. Poor 1100s getting bullied. Try versing 3 1100s. That's where it really goes. Don't watch this. I mucked up my build. Wait. How is the game already over? You didn't lose that fast, did you? Surely not. We're going to watch it just to spite you. Just to spite you, Ben. You can never, ever, you're never safe. You are never safe. You're in Greece? That's why. Oh, exciting. You'll laugh? All right, I'm going to laugh. All right, let's prep the laughter. All right. 9, 8, ha ha. Oh. One of them told me he had a coaching session. Oh. Speaking of that coaching session, I do have to do a rec review. I said I was going to do that today. I didn't get around to it. Whoops. That's going to happen tomorrow. You're sad that I'm not single? Oh. I'm sorry, my guy. All right. I mean, this is looking correct so far. Wait. Um, Ben QVH. He had the option to share his deer and his palm tree Mexican over here, but instead decided he would attempt the unattemptable, which is scaling this cliff face to get to some wood. Well, that's funny. I don't want to watch Recon versus Dave. see if we can find another game. I'll find a rec. 1950 Elo plus. Ooh, Matrius versus Firefox. Disease versus Matrius. We can watch that one. I want to see the Aztec struggling versus the Matrius Meister. That's what I want to see. You just played? Yeah, I just watched it. Frost Legend of the saddest girl in the world. Sorry, my friend. Anyways, we're gonna watch this game, Matrius versus Deceive. Cap Aura. That's right. That's exactly right. Alrighty. We do have ourselves a little cheeky lumber outpost out immediately from Deceive, which is a little strange. I would have expected to see the food one coming in, but I guess he wants the extra wood income so he can get the extra upgrades faster. Kind of makes sense. Alrighty. Let's get some relics. We got ourselves the adamantine shingles, Trojan Gate hinge, Ruhao Bow of Huang Di, movement speed of targets hit with its ranged attack set to 85% for 2 seconds, and the Gugnir Odin Spear. Yeah, apparently there is a tournament going on, or a sign-ups going on at the moment, for an all-ladies tournament. So if there are any competitive lasses out there that want to give it a go, it sounds like a hoot. But I don't read the language that they posted it in, so I don't really know anything. But it does look kind of cool. Age of Jun! No worries, my dude. Thank you for working while we are having fun. We've got the Hermes coming in for Matrius. Very nice and quick. And this is what I'm interested in. I'm interested in seeing how the Aztecs deal with this sort of shenanigans. Now, if I'm playing this, I'm thinking to get some type of defense, like a wall, not even a house here, like a temple or something. Maybe not a temple, maybe a house and then a wall here and a wall here. Like super nice and early. Of course, the units can come around the bottom, so then you have to work that out with maybe a wall. I mean, that's a lot of walling you need already. I guess you could put the temple here, and then you could wall, and then over here you could lock this off with a house, and then you can have this position nice and protected. Maybe that's the way to go. I want a Pantheon locked tournament? Nah. Need to see everyone picking Aranos. Will I join the ladies tournament? No. I'm not a lady. I'm not joining that. Anyways, we got Patakettle coming in for Deceive as the center makes its way forward. And the warrior priest pops out for little bits of harassment. Frost Legend You can call me whatever you want. Don't let me stop you. You enjoy life. I'll enjoy life too. This is good. I don't mind. I'm a free spirit. Hippias coming in for Matrius. He's not actually going for any centaur here, which is a little bit interesting. As the Tata Cattle, Agave Bloom does get dropped down. Villagers over onto this gold mine. Getting taken out, and Tailwind comes through. Centaur down. And the initial problems here for our main man, Deceive, have been dealt with. As the Tailwind will end up finishing up this rabbit under attack. Will it go down? Can he keep it alive? Answer is no. The Warrior Priests have to pull back as well underneath the tower from the cow pulley. And a war hut to come down. Double war hut, wooden wall. Villagers over here. Just getting scared a little bit. If you drop the villagers into the cow pulley, it does put the damage up from 5 to, if you got 5 in there, I think it goes up to like 9 or something like that. 9 or 10 or something like that. I don't know. And the wall to come up for Deceive as these Hippias are going to be pulling back. Everyone's to this side. Matcher is going to be dropping the town center as well. Hold on 1 second, guys. Got a little bit of a shenanigans here. My friend, Frost Legend, my friend, I might be half Greek, but my Greek, let's just say, I can tell you how to come here because I was said that was told to me many times as a kid, and that's about it. I could do this though. Nope, it's not going to work. So at this point though, Matrius is on his second town center. He's perfectly fine here, and I'm not sure what the plan is for Deceive. It looks like he's going for the town center. No? No, it's not. He's really trying to force on this spot with the spearman and everything else. He gets through. He gets himself out the Tajikla, which is going to be nice and strong as the villagers will pull up to the top. Little bit of distraction action as he pulls over onto the town center. His walls are up, and these units are now going to be stuck, and I think that might just be game there. Making these sort of runs against players of the level of Mattress is very, very, very risky. And while it happens, he goes for a raid as well. Oh dear. Can I do a Greek dance? One time I went to my godmother's wedding, which was literally, imagine the big fat Greek wedding, if you've seen that movie. It was that. It was just that. I was 8 though, so I don't have the best memory of what's going on there. But anyways, Matrius is now absolutely dominated, ravaged the economy of Deceive. Not even built a single center, just completely outplayed inside of his own little way to play this game. Out of context, but how do you counter samurais with the Atlantean units? You've got Carabalista, you've got Arcus, you've got Stymphalian birds, you've got satyrs, you've got, technically speaking, Prometheans and automatons. Probably not automatons. They might lose. I'm not actually sure on that one. But you can also build Contarius versus the Samurai. They do okay. Yeah. Oceanus with the Carnivora can pick up some early on. But yeah. We have the Heroic Age coming through for Deceive here as well. Yeah, unfortunately, I think Deceive is just so far behind here. His Matrius is literally 3 town centers. He's got an incredibly defensive position. He has ceasefire. He's got nothing to worry about. He's about to go Heroic Age. And I imagine he just goes... Well, he's going Dionysus as well to add insult to injury. Wild. And there are levels to this game. There really are. Sometimes Matrius comes in and he's just like, look at me dominate. I'm really good at this game. Ice Machine. Check the event calendar for AoE. Is it out? This is very exciting. I'm very excited. I'm very, very excited, guys. I don't have much to say apart from you guys can check the event calendar right now. I've been sitting on something for a little bit. Don't ask me what happened. Because I don't even know at the moment myself. I don't understand. And even if I did understand, I don't think I could explain it. We go into Athens. We've got another tournament coming. It's in September. It's at Gameathlon. In Athens, Greece. I'm hosting it with Gameathlon. And I'm going to give you some more information at the end of May. And I'm going to be able to meet Frost Legend there. Happy days. Right? 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 This is probably going to be the most insane thing for Age Mythology that's ever happened. Not to build it up too high, but so for all you Europeans out there, I've looked at plane tickets to Athens. It's very, very easy to get there. You guys have got no excuse. I expect to see everyone. If you guys want to look at what this actually is, just Google Gameathlon. I don't know how much more I'm going to be talking about this today, but this is what I know so far, and this is fucking insane. Excuse my French. Nilly! Oh my god. Well, that's the news. Rapple wants to kiss Nilly. I want to kiss Nilly. I don't know if Nilly wants to be kissed by either of us, but that be the news. Yeah, like I said, we're gonna get some stuff together for end of May to explain exactly what's going on. It's in Athens. Of course, it's a 3-day event, September 11th, 12th, 13th. I think that's a Friday, Saturday, Sunday. There's a prize pool of 10K. It's a 1v1 format. And it's going to be ridiculously hype. Can't really talk about anything about the format because it hasn't. We're end of May. That's when we're going to give you the format. So I can't answer those questions, unfortunately. But this is very exciting. That's all I'm going to say. Let's go. All right. Enough of this. Okay. I don't want to harp onto it about it much more. But yeah, Matrius won this game. No one cares. We go into Greece. No, you're emotional. No, you. And I'm not exactly sure what my plans are now, but I've got a lot of shit to do. So that's what's exciting. If you guys want to give any sort of like opinions about anything regarding this, you can feel free to send me a message, whether it's on format, whether it's on logistics. If you want to help out with the tournament in any way, shape, or form, if you want to send any sort of donations to help out with the event planning and all that stuff, I very much would appreciate it. It's very much going to help out. So we'll set up a sort of like donation link of sorts, and make sure that this event is absolutely gigantic for Age Mythology and for Gameathlon and for all that stuff that's going on there. Alrighty. What do we want to do now then? Shall we take a look at the old ladder again? We're gonna watch some more games. I'm really hyped, so I'm ready to get the castaroonies going. Where's my games? Recon! Play a game! Sorry, Recon, I'm just kidding. Seriously, go play a game. No. Today I'm in full relax mode. I'm enjoying life and all the other good stuff that comes from it. It's very exciting. It's a very exciting time to be alive. Should we watch another one of Ben's games? You want to watch your Kwafu action? Okay. Young Oath, send me the recorder game. Come on. Send me the recorder game. A Tunison ladder game where he loses? We watched one actually already. Sup? I don't know if you saw the news, but I'll just put it here. You can just put it here. Let's just do this. Yeah. Manually unpinned, end of stream. I can just stay there. That's good. Where's my link, Jung? How am I supposed to look at your cool game if you don't send me the link? I need the link. Last match 2 hours ago. He's been playing nothing but Demeter. He doesn't even play the Kwafu. Wait, there it is. He stopped. He played the Kwafu build. I'm going to imagine he did it versus... Okay, I'm going to guess that it's this one. We're going with this one. And this is perfect. I don't need your game, Jung. I found one myself. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, I don't know what else to say. Apart from, what an exciting time to be alive. My name is Boit, and I'm back with some more Age Mythology. The Titans. No, I went full back in time then. I went full back in time. It's not time. We're retold. We're retelling the action here. In the left-hand corner of the map, it is the Aztec Aussie, Ben QVH. And he is up against none other than Abuse Central. Refusal to play a standard game of Age of Mythology. Mr. Jung Oath from the Uwu clan. He's got his own ideas about Age of Mythology and he is here to show us how it's done. Meanwhile, I'm still kind of in disbelief. I don't know what else to say. I'm out of things to say. On to this side, Jung Oath. Young Oath with the Aztecs. Against the Aztecs. He's on the new and he's been begging me. He's been absolutely begging me. To watch his games. The play is Noir. He wants to grab Mountainous Might and he wants to do some shenanigans with the Quafu. He's found the perfect map for it. All gold mines forward. Living the dream. Also, I expect to see Ben QVH there. You're gonna get on a plane. It's a long way to Europe, but you're gonna get there. Very important. Start swimming now. Good. Fantastic. That's what I like to. That's the commitment I like to hear. Meanwhile, Jungo, he's got himself out. One Quafu, he's up. I should be looking at this other guy. We got the Aztec Aussie here. He's trying to cook some stuff up here. This is what I've been hearing. And oftentimes when you're cooking stuff up, you get hit with random cheese that just normally doesn't work. And you're like, hang on, why is the random cheese getting hit while I'm trying to cook stuff up? He is going for 6 villages on wood and 6 villages on gold. And if I had to guess, it's looking like he's going for a town center of sorts here. Alrighty. Onwards and upwards. But it is Patakettle coming through for the Aztec Aussie and Haltu coming in for Young Oath. The thing I reckon with Noir here against Huitzilopochtli is I reckon you want to advance really fast and then drop your earth wall down as soon as you possibly can. And that'll protect you from any of the early game blood pack shanks. If you're too late on it, then your opponent's going to charge in with their warrior priests and basically kill it off before it even starts to be able to be defending you. So I think that's an idea. But advancing this late here for Young Earth is a little bit on the slow side. Oh, and he's also... I'm not sure what what is he doing with these guys? Is this already the strat? Is he going to do some cheese here? It looks like he wants a town center. House comes up. I'm so confused. Where is he going? Earth wall down. Random bunny in. Village center here. The guy is crazy. The bunnies, they're trapped. But they're going to break down this earth wall eventually. Over onto this side, the Senson Tatochin. No, I can't say it. It's too hard. This guy is going to go down, but Blood Pact the Warrior Priest. Wait, what? Just Blood Pact the Warrior... Did he use it on this? Huh? Wait, where is the agave? Wait, where is... Wait, what? Nice guy, Young Oath. Only the highest level of age mythology for you here on this auspicious of Wednesday evenings, mornings, afternoons, nights. Anyways, Tower Village Center is up. Not the most clean of strategies here from our main man, Young Oath. But a strategy nonetheless, as now the natural progression here would be to say, Well, I got away with one village center. Why not build another one? Why not build another one? And this will allow the ultimate power play for Young Oath, which is being able to build Kwafu from all of these. Do you also get the favored land without having to be attached with a village center? I can't remember. Surely you do. No? Yes, you do. You get the favored land as well. There you go. Wild. Meanwhile, the villagers have made their way up to the agave bloom because they want to be grabbing that one, which is hilarious, but anyways. Why build military buildings when the best military unit is produced from the town? Exactly! Exactly. I mean, it kind of is the best military unit in the game to some degree. If you have ballistics, it becomes very, very good. Anyways, it's Papalotl is going to come through the ultimate in power plays here because Purge... Wait, does Purge work on... Hang on. No, it's surely Purge doesn't work on the Kwafu. It's a villager. Surely it doesn't. Have you ever looked in the distance and seen village centers creeping towards you? Nonetheless, the mountainous might upgrade is coming in. The towers are coming through as well. As the warrior priest for the Aztec Aussie coming in as this bad boy will end up going down and the game continues along. Ball's coming up over onto this one. Oh, we have another spy coming in though. Another kimchi spy. Interesting. I haven't seen this guy get built very much. He gets built very quickly, but I don't really know what the point of him is. Do I get new maps? Yes, every DLC comes with new maps. The Chinese one has some new... I can't remember how many, but yeah, there's new maps with every one of the DLCs. I don't know what they are, though. Meanwhile, Wings of... It's Papalotl immediately in for the Aztec Aussie. As he says, you know what? I will kill you with my bird boys. With my butterflies. Livestock pen to come through. Golmang on the way for Young Oath. As well as the Ocelotl warriors are going to be coming through for the Aztec Aussie. Yeah, the most important line there, Hell's Ravage, is more info end of May. Let's just... Yeah, we got to vortex everyone in. That's right. We can't vortex in villages. Only military units. So you all got to suit up. I got some nobles huts on the way. Obsidian butterflies just hanging out in the main base for the moment here. As Golmang is almost in. And how many of these Kwafu has he managed? He's only got 5 of them. Not that many. He's trying to get as many. How many resources in the bank do you want? What is the plan here with all of that income, Mr. Young Oath? Yeah, the from everything that I've seen about Gameathon, I think the event is going to be absolutely wild. So yeah, if you can come, you should definitely come. Will I be in Greece for the event? Yes. Battle aid from Young Oath in his face! Alright, he's coming in. He's still got all the resources in the world in the bank here, Mr. Young Oath. Maybe he's going to go Mythic Age as well behind this. As the forest protection does get dropped. Assuming spectators will be allowed, just asking for others since I'm in the forest. Yeah. Yeah, it's yeah. Houses coming up for the Aztec Aussies. He's now, yeah, he's in a very difficult spot here. What's the grand plan, Mr. Aztec Aussie? The Kwafu! March forward! Wait. Oh, he purged the Kwafu hero. I mean, fair enough. Seems about right. What is happening in this game? I don't understand. All right, GG. Okay, we watched it. I don't like what I watched, but I watched it. I don't like what I watched, but I watched it. Are you happy now? What a time to be alive. Jung is overpowered. That's true. All right, where's my recon game? I need to watch more recon games. He needs to give me one more game. I don't see it. We could watch Kaiba versus Matrius. Who's DSE? Oh, is that Player? That's kind of cool. Unfortunately, Player is now having to deal with this guy. You have to report that guy. The guy who's bug abusing on the ladder, you have to report him. Alrighty. Onwards and upwards. I think what I want to do here is I want to make a little quick YouTube announcement as well. I should also note that on the Gameathon, there's one thing here that I really want to stress at the moment. I know we're excited, but this line of text is definitely here. So just let's just chill out a little bit. The qualifier's not in June or July. I can announce how do I put this into English? The sentence at the bottom of the screen, end of May, more info. That's when you get it. You're pretty hyped. Fantastic. Great. Yay! All right. Now, that's what you guys wanted. Fantastic. All right, I need to, let me just do this quickly. You might, it's just a quick little thing here, and then this, and then actually, no, I'm not going to do that. It's fine. All right. What was I doing? Matrius and Kaiba. Boy, did you know there is a way to combine YouTube and Twitch chat on your end? I see both YouTube and Twitch chat on my end. Like, for example, Gruld Might says, hello, it's worth getting the Aztecs or it's better to wait for a discount? As far as I know, the Aztecs are pretty weak. The Aztecs are a very strong civilization, I think, but they are very difficult to play. So if you are excited about learning the intricacies of a difficult civilization that is worth it to learn because it's very strong once you get the hang of it, then yeah, Aztecs are really good. But yeah, that's the basic story here. Nami's going in for Matrius, not surprised with that, as Kaiba is going to be under a lot of pressure. He has some god-awful wood lines, though. Oof. You think you as a audience... You think that... Nah, Twitch audience is like... The elo of Twitch is like 1,200 to 1,300, I reckon. And YouTube is more like the 1,500 to 1,800 range. That's the feeling that I get. Alrighty, so Matrius for the moment here. He is going to be looking for as much pressure. I haven't watched this matchup in forever, and I haven't watched a Thor player going Dwarven Armory in forever either. Temple coming up for Kaiba. A little on the late side. Villagers over here. They can make a break for it into the towers. Is he just hanging there back and forth? I mean, you can just take the L on some idle time here. So long as you get the walls up, you're good to go. As that is exactly what he's going to be going for here. A little bit of dodge him cars as he's going to come up to the top side. And a Herso will pop out. That's going to be able to finish this wall off. And the center will get sent packing. As the villagers over here should probably just go over to the straggler tree for now. A little bits of damage onto the center. Of course, doesn't take a huge amount of it until he's in the heroic, in the classical age, as the villagers will pop over onto the backside. And for the time being, it's just a little bit of pain for Kaiba, but I think he's defended everything pretty well thus far. Whoa, Soup. Soup in the Twitch chat goes, YouTube viewers so stupid. And then Soup in the YouTube chat says, Twitch viewers so stupid. Wild. Absolutely unheard of. He's playing both sides of the fence. He'll keep the Herser alive. You can heal it up. Alternatively, send the Valkyrie across the map. Oh, there he goes. And then kill this. That's exactly what he's doing. Meanwhile, units slowly dying over here as the centaur does get sent packing. This is one low HP dwarf. 8 HP in a dream. Another Ursa coming out. Matrius 20 seconds. He's not going down to the bottom corner. Matrius will get away with this. 20 seconds on that town center. He's going to get that town center up. And he's continuing to get damage done with all this. If he sees the low HP dwarf, picks that dwarf off. And after all is said and done, the villager differential is 20 apiece. Huge damage. Villager in the main base, not going to go down just yet. One idea here for Kaiba could have been to actually get himself this tech in the temple. We don't see it very much, but it allows you to kind of like 3-hit a villager from memory with the Valkyrie, which is very, very strong. Longhouse now coming up for Kaiba. Great Hall coming through for Kaiba. Also, Ice Machine, how did you even know that the esports ladder... Like, why did you look at the esports ladder? Wild. Well, other streamer was. Wow. Wild. This machine knows everything. He's German. Valkyrie is getting healed up in the main base as now Matrius is in full wall mode. Atalanta wandering forward. Man, I gotta see what else is going on. You know what? I know all I care about is myth, but there's some other insane stuff happening for Age of Empires. Let's take a break on this game. So, what else is actually going on here in this year? We've got this is already known. I think the Elite Classic is new for Age 4. I could be wrong on this. I don't really know. Elite Classic 4, huge prize pool for EGC TV. Absolutely gigantic. Oh my god. I think that might be still that might still be there. And then there's the Brazilian Dynasty. Wait, is this another land? Wait, shit. What am I clicking? Holy crap! Age 2 land tournament, 50k in Brazil, hosted by Onimaru. Or Onimaru? I don't know how to say that. All right, what else is there? That's insane. The League? The League? Daniela Abe Siest. Is this another land? The final is at the Garrison, November 28th. That's wild. Okay, I see you. I see you. Oh, I just got rid of it. Hold on 1 second. I lost my esports calendar. How do I go back to it? That's Hamburg. Yeah. We had something there for myth from memory, right? The league, EGC Masters Fall for Age 4, another 20k. That's kind of cool. I don't know how to do this efficiently. Can I see the list instead of time? Ah, much better. Okay. So there's Brazil, there's the league, there's the Masters Fall, then we have the Athens, and then we have the Athens, and then we have Sudden Disaster 3. What is this? Sudden Death by John Slow. That's exciting. I don't even know what that means, but it's exciting. I did it again, didn't I? Gosh darn it. Just hold shift and click. Okay. Or control and click, I should say. And then T90s, Titans League. What? Holy crap. That's insane. Wait, is that online or is it offline? It's online. Wow. That's wild. That's so exciting for T90. I think he does it. Oops. Oh, I did it again, didn't I? God damn it. All right, we'll try this again. Let's go list. Where was I up to? Royal Blood AoE 4. What's this? A LAN in Poland? Hosted by Fusion Esports League. That's really exciting. That's super cool. I don't even know who that is. That's how cool that is. For age 4, that's awesome. Okay. Royal Blood AoE 2. I'm just going to start clicking on these things. Medieval Masters, Homestead Cup 2. And there's the same one. So Fusion Esports League is putting on a massive age 2 and age 4 LAN in Poland. That's so cool. In when? In April. All right, we're gonna train age 2. I'm gonna make it in there. I'm gonna get age 2. I'll be in that LAN. Top 8. However many people get to go, I don't know. Warlords. Online. Sick. Elite Classic 5. Another age 4. Medieval. Masters 2. Another age 2 tournament. Kind of smaller, but I say smaller. It's 15K, but and then the Homestead Cup to bring it home by Whammon for age 4. That's really cool. That's a lot of stuff. That's a lot for the events calendar there. All right, I'm back to the game. I'm only playing customs until September. Hells yeah. I'll see you there, Peg.
Skipan.
That's exciting. All right, we got Bragi coming through for Kaiba. Look at the walls from Kaiba. He's not messing around. Whammon is Beastie's partner, yeah. Come on! Come on! What's happening, man? Yeah, age 2 is going so well in terms of like their like esports. Everything seems to be really good. Now we got some stone gates, all the other good stuff. And main base he goes. The hoplites get some pokey pokes. Is AOT harder than AOM Retold? I'm not 100% sure how to answer that question because I haven't played Age of Empires 2 at a high level. So I would say Matador might be a good person to ask. He's played both of the games at a high level. He's in the chat as well, so if Matador wants to answer that question, he can definitely give it an answer. But there's definitely going to be certain skill sets that are more useful in one game than the other. All right. Matrius is looking to start breaking down these stone walls that Kyber has set up all over the place. Kyber just wants to get to the late game, basically. Not even the late game, but just like the early Mythic Age unscathed. And he should be in for a really, really good game here. Meanwhile, Matrius kind of sitting back himself. He's already in the Mythic Age. He's gone for his first Plenty Vault. He's getting his armory upgrades in. There is a really big timing to come through. Yeah, Age of Empires, I don't know. Like, I know that the mechanical side of things for Age 2 has a really, really high skill ceiling. But I don't know if that is all Age 2 is. Do you know what I mean? Like, how much knowledge do you need? How much strategy do you need? All that stuff. I don't really know. Age 2 is a really fun game, though. I have played it a little bit. Any vids or docs on how to best use hotkeys? I think, I could be wrong, but I think Soup has a video on hotkeys, like a good one. Not like a shitty one where I just go through my hotkeys and I say use these ones, but I think it's a good video. If Soup is there, if you want to put that link in the YouTube chat, feel free to. I don't know what it is. I have this feeling that it exists. But Matrius looking for some big damage here in the main base with Tyr not quite in just yet. The hoplite's streaming through. The herdman coming in as well as flaming weapons going to be getting dropped down. There is access to ceasefire, but Kaiba gets the walls. And at the very least, Matrius here loses everything. And Kaiba is going to be able to continue in this game, get himself a third town center. This is a really, really good situation for Kaiba to be in against Matrius. Matrius is going to have to really play out of his mind to make this all work from now on, because this is where Norse gets to be scary. Because once you get past all of the problems of Norse, you start to enjoy all of the advantages of being Norse, specifically the fact that I've got around about 50-ish potential, maybe 60-ish potential builders, as opposed to your opponent who doesn't have that many because they have to be grabbing resources. You got 100 villagers, but you don't have 100 builders because they have to get resources, whereas Norse can just build. Meanwhile, Stonegate going down here for Kaiba. Ball's going across the middle here as well. Hillfort coming up for Kaiba too, as the herdman wandering in here, getting little bits of damage done. Throw Axe will do what they can as the Polyphemus hanging out over onto this side. Gets a big smack. Does Kaiba have the upgrades? Not just yet, but does he have the right unit comp to break through this? It's not looking like he's winning this fight. He's getting a little bit too in front of himself. Before he hits the mythic age, before he gets himself everything he needs, he now has to pull back. And he's found himself, unfortunately, at the whims of Matrius in one foul swoop, it looks like, as the Fimbulwinter comes down, the mythic age Dwarven Mine comes down, Ceasefire comes down as a counter to the Fimbulwinter Wolves, doing too much damage to himself. The big question now is, can Kaiba repopulate his army, get himself his upgrades in, and hold and force this game into the deep late game, or not? Armory upgrades. He's got nearly full iron. Well, he has full iron, basically. Just needs the shields. Town center might end up going down here as you need these upgrades in. I would have maybe not grabbed quarry and carpenters right away and instead focused on those military upgrades in this specific situation. But nonetheless, Kaiba attempting to take this fight now. Units garrisoning through the towns that are going to be denying the military building. They're trying to get those great Jarls onto the backside. But it's looking like this is just going to be that little bit too much for Kaiba to handle, as Matrius takes the dub. And Kaiba has to go back to the drawing board. I think he was in a good spot here, but he took this fight while going to the Mythic Age. And I think it would have been a better move to just sit back and maybe even sack the town center, get fortified town centers, get the stronger army out, and then push back maybe as a different idea. Especially if you can force a ceasefire with Fimbulwinter, then you can just rebuild the town center and you're good to go. But yeah, taking that fight that little bit too early, that can just be the difference between having a really, really close game and losing on the spot there. But of course, Matrius is the king of Poseidon, and he shows the way it's done. The Chinese... Oh, that's good. Okay. Happy days. Now people can play the ladder again. All right, guys. Unfortunately, that's going to have to be the end of my stream for today. I am wide awake for the moment. I'm going to send you guys over to Neymar. Really exciting news from today. And yeah, I'll see you guys later. Have a fantastic rest of your day. I might be on tomorrow morning. Not sure. Definitely will be on tomorrow evening. I'm going to try to play some games tomorrow evening. But yeah, thanks for everyone for hanging out with me.